All right, we are live.
Live.
We're live. I don't know what we're talking about today. I was messing a little bit with the microphone and volume and stuff because I was recording some YouTube content. So hopefully it's still good. Maybe chat will tell us if it's not.
Hey, Leon.
Leon.
Lexi. Gizmo.
Lexi, Gizmo, hello.
Always
hello.
first in attendance of our regulars.
Lexi, did you still want to know more about the mentorship stuff?
Oh, was Lexi the one that was asking about it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
5, love all, hello. Genesis, hello. Sigh.
Chat, we got food. Looks very yummy, doesn't it?
The heckin' wish.
Mm-hmm. I'll try not to chew in your ears too much.
Okay. Oh, good.
If I love all and hate Javier, is that how you pronounce it?
How is it going? Yeah, I don't really know. We didn't really have anything today that we wanted to do particularly. So we can do some tutorials and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we can even start off with like a specific topic. Let me think.
Why don't you just do like whatever you want, like
Sure.
chibis or I don't
Oh.
care what you do.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me think what is sparking my inspiration right now. Okay. Let me think. Art tips.
Yeah, it is. Awesome. Javier.
All right, I think I'll cover a little bit on clothes. And the reason I want to do that is because I notice a lot of people when they struggle with clothes, they get distracted by all the little things. So I'm gonna go find a reference really quick. Clothes. Okay. I think this is a cool outfit. And so when people draw this as a study, they get easily overwhelmed. Easily. So the reason is because you're looking at all of this. All these lines. All these lines, but with no purpose. Right? So you're looking at the lines and you're like, okay, I see lines here, I have to draw it that way. So what ends up happening is that when you're drawing clothes, your drawing doesn't look like clothes. It looks like random, busy lines that have no purpose or meaning. So, like, that's if your drawing looks like this and your clothing drawing looks like this, it's because you're not thinking about intention, you're not thinking about direction. You're not thinking about, okay, well, why is this fold happening? Well, it's because he's literally lifting his arm up and the tension is pulling the folds. So that's why these folds happen. When you have a pull, that's where you'll find the purpose of the actual cloth. And this is also caused by seam lines. So when an arm goes in this direction, it pulls, it tugs. That's why you see lines going in this direction. Hey Snaz, hey Lau. But when you lose sight of what's happening, your folds don't look like they have any direction. And then another thing that happens is that when people draw folds, they use too many lines. And so instead of just finding the simplest ones or the ones that are most important, they try to draw every single line that they see. And then once again, that's like, here I'm just observing your husband's clothing folds as he moves. Yeah, exactly. And he's doing it too, you know? So when your folds don't have intention, no intention, plus, plus, what was I just talking about earlier? No intention, plus no simplification, equals bad clothing drawing.
Not me trying to protect my food from floating cat hair. Like literally, I'm like holding my bowl, and there's all these cat hairs, and I'm like, it's like, you know, like this stupid arcade game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically the formula, and basically what you're working with when you don't know how to draw clothes is this formula. You have no intention, you have no simplification, and therefore that's why your clothing looks bad. Your clothing drawing looks bad, I should say. So you basically have to do the opposite. Find your intention, find the purpose of your cloth. Purpose plus compressing or simplifying equals a good drawing. Good clothing drawing.
Hello, welcome to our program. It's Procreate on the iPad. Lao, Snaz, Sai. Welcome. Krem, hello, good to see ya.
Okay, show an easy way of comprehending foreshortening.
Yeah. There you go. There's foreshortening. It's when something's close to the camera, right? Things get closer and further, and they get bigger and smaller. So, foreshortening. My hand is really close to the camera. And then, as I get further away... Ooh, big hand.
Ooh, big hand.
Small hand. Big, giant hand. Ooh, small hand. That's foreshortening, right? Things get smaller as they get further away.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way, that I can think about it. Bro, every single piece of these meat, it's not just a piece of meat. It's like two pieces of meat stuck together.
Oh.
Like strung by a string. I could like
Sinews.
throw it and wrap it around someone's ankles and they'll fall over.
So here I'm looking at this reference.
That's a good idea.
What is a good idea?
Discord ping.
Oh, yeah, that is a good idea. What is your favorite drawing app? I don't know. I mainly just use Procreate because I've been using it forever.
The one that gets me to draw the most.
Exactly. That's a great idea. That's a great metric. The one that you think is easiest and the most fun to draw with. For me, that's Procreate on the app, on the iPad, and on the computer. It's usually Photoshop because I'm used to it. But there's no like specific reason why I it's my favorite, I guess. There's definitely some good features in it.
Oh, what is bro eating? I don't know. I just eat the food.
I make the food, and he eats it. It is Mexican beans and rice with steak and pico de gallo.
How do you guys stay motivated to draw when your art is regressing or not turning out good? For me, art is a form of self-expression, and so I don't need my art to get better to draw. It's like you want it to get better because it gives you a boost of motivation, but art takes a really, really long time to improve at. So you generally won't see yourself improve from one drawing to the next, only when you look back, like over the long run. And there's kind of a couple of different ways to think about it. I like to think about art as a way to just express myself. And so I don't have to go, oh my gosh, is this drawing better than the last? And an art is also a form of storytelling. Like you can draw your characters, you can draw things that you find meaningful.
Yep.
And so the more, generally speaking, the more you can detach yourself from how good or bad it turned out, the better time you'll have drawing.
And the more fun you'll have drawing, too.
Mm-hmm. And you'll just get better through doing it a lot.
Do you think you can do a list of fashion styles for us? Huh.
That would probably be a good question for Google.
That would be a better question for Google or ChatGPT than me.
That would definitely be something that you could find easier and faster by just searching it up.
You know, yeah. Or on Pinterest. That's probably way better, too.
Is Procreate commonly used on professional settings? Yeah, a lot of pros use Procreate. It depends on what. Like, Yeah, a lot of pros, but a professional in what, right? Because like a concept artist, for example, who's doing photo bashing in 3D, they're probably on a desktop, right? They're probably using like Blender or 3ds Max and Photoshop, just because its photo manipulation tools are so powerful. Someone who's, say, a concept artist who's working on maybe like an indie game and it's all hand drawn, yeah, a lot of people use Procreate. People will go back and forth between Procreate and something else because they can export Photoshop files.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of people will use Procreate, like in a professional setting.
I study anatomy, but I have such a hard time making poses from memory. I just don't know how to simplify well.
Hey, Lindsay. There's fundamentals of good posing.
Mm-hmm. If you want to get better, so if you want to get better at posing, you need certain concepts like contrapposto, which is basically unevenness in the pose. And sometimes just starting out with the torso just like this can give you a lot of options because it's already very dynamic. So a lot of poses will have this already built in, like a lot of good poses will have this built in, and that's why it looks good. So contrapposto is when your shoulders and your hips are going in opposite direction or alternating directions. So like your shoulders can go up and your shoulders and your hips can go down, or vice versa. You know, and then this is more of like just a really common concept, but like then you have your weighted leg, which is generally on the hip side up side. And the weighted leg holds your body like in a very stable way. It's just an easy way to plant the foot down and create nice gravity in the pose. This leg can kind of do whatever. This is kind of when you start playing with your imagination, right? You know, you can push this leg out, and you can do it by simply adding a little line like this for a gesture, or you can bend it. You can kick it back like this. You know, like if there's like a ballerina, like, I don't know what that thing is called, but like plieing, for example, that's perfect for it. So yeah, this can really do whatever. It can even bend up this way. As long as you have good structure in your torso and your legs, and it feels good, then you have a more successful pose, right? Even with imagination. And so, let's say, yeah, I do like this one right here. So we'll add a leg in here. And then your arms can kind of do whatever. Your arms are the story. So it depends on like what the person is feeling. Like, are they jumping? Are they doing yoga? If they're doing yoga and meditating, maybe their hands look like this. You know, there's a purpose to the pose. Or they can be doing this. I don't exactly know what kind of pose you would do for this, but it looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
They could be doing easily.
Yeah. Ooh.
They could be having their arms behind their head.
Mm-hmm. Love
Anything.
that.
Literally, you can put the arms in any pose you want. If you want it to look more interesting, you can make them asymmetrical.
Yeah.
You know, not even on both sides is a good place to start with posing, and then generally get a weighted leg, right?
Yep.
You get a weighted leg, you get another leg that tends to hold the balance a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Like you can just even get a simple pose.
You don't learn posing from studying anatomy. You learn posing from studying poses.
Yep.
So that might be why you're
Yeah.
having difficulty with it. Hey, Lindsay, you doing good?
Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Clear Sky.
And this makes even a standing pose look dynamic too.
Lexi asked about rendering white hair.
Ooh.
So, us artists, we've got limitations. This is our limitation. In real life, we have everything from as bright as the center of the sun to the darkest black hole. But on our computer monitor or on a piece of paper, we have less. A piece of paper is less than this. A computer monitor is backlit, so I've got white to black. So you may think if I want to make white hair, I'll make it just like this, right? There's white hair. But then where are the highlights? Because highlights are brighter than the white hair, right? So you can't go any brighter than this. So you have to budget. You've got to budget your values in order to get a highlight. And so white will be contextual to what's around it. So we take this here, and we could say, take it, I've drawn on the wrong layer. This ball is quite dark. However, contextually within this scene, it's still white. This ball is not white. It's like 83% out of 100. All right? So when you want to make something white, think, I'm not necessarily literally using white. I'm contextually showing that something is white based on what's around it. So that's going to depend on your scene. That's going to depend on, is a white white-haired person in a bedroom that's got the lights off and has a little teeny tiny night light in the corner, it's not going to be white, right? It's going to be really, really, really dark. But contextually, you see their face, you see objects, you can tell it's white. Even though if you were to take a color dropper and drop the white, it's not white, right? It's like, it's all contextual. So let's see, if you're struggling with white hair, think more contextually. Like, white as opposed to what? Right? If I've got a dark room, and let's just say my tolerance is too high. All right, so let's get rid of that, and let's just have like a really dark room. That's like blue, right? This ball might be blue. And this shadow might be a little bit warmer and darker, right? And this shadow, maybe we'll make this a really dark shadow, right? Maybe something like this. And then maybe we'll put a highlight on this ball. Probably, maybe we'll just do like a cool-ish highlight, right? So contextually, if you had like a person, I don't know, and their face was like, and their face was maybe like this color, right? And in the room, and you've got their eyes and their mouth, and you've got the hair, and let's just say I've got hair, and it's that color. This could be white hair in a dark room. But if I actually color sample it, I'm at 44 value. If I draw this value on a white background, that does not look white. But if contextually inside of a room, you can make it look white because all of this stuff is relative. All of this stuff is completely relative. And then we can put a highlight on it. You know, we'll just select that. We'll go zoop. Right? And it's like a silvery white hair. And we can go, yeah, in the dark. Maybe we can come down here and make it a little bit darker. We can move to warm. Maybe you've got like a shadow.
Wow.
Or something like that, right? And so it's like, white is an effect. It's not a literal picking of this. Because that's how it is in real life. Like, you take a picture of a person with white hair, it's going to completely depend on your camera exposure. It's going to depend on the lighting. It's going to depend on the bounce light. It's all contextual. It's all contextual. And your brain is really, really good at figuring this stuff out. Now that I think about it, I actually answered this question kind of recently with an artwork that I made on stream, right? Except it wasn't it wasn't hair, it was a rice ball, remember?
Oh, I do remember that.
This was a live stream demo from not too long back where I was explaining that how contextual things are. So this onigiri is laying in the sun, and you color pick it, and it's pretty white, right? It's pretty light. This onigiri is laying in the shadow, and it's very, very blue. but they're both white. They're both the same white. Your brain just understands this one's in shadow, this one's in light. And so if I want to put a white piece of paper on the ground, I can just do that. And you go, that's a white piece of paper. And your brain knows even more that it's a white piece of paper when you go like that. You know that that is going from shadow to light and it is white, right? So it's like the more context clues you can give your brain, the better this will work. And so we're always trying to find excuses to show contextually what's happening, right? But anyways, that's it. It's like there's no easy answer to white hair. It's like, what's the lighting situation? What's the context?
I feel like you explained that really well, and
the short answer is there is no answer. The short answer is you have to trick people into thinking it's white.
that could be a good like color theory short. And kind of following what Colton was saying, like let's say you want, and it also once again depends on the context of your environment. Like if you're in like a pretty bright background or nothing that's like super dark, it's especially if you're like in say, let me think, like a sunny day, your hair will be tinted depending on your environment. So like if I were to color this, like the background surrounding is like a light blue and it's lit by warm sun, which is like a white light, but it feels warmer in comparison to the blue. You'll generally see like very, very like warm. You'll generally see very warm light, kind of tone for the lights. And then you'll generally see cooler shadows because the blue is bouncing off into the shadow. So you'll get a darker color that's tinted blue that can look like this or a bit more intense if you want it. It's kind of like looking at snow if you want it that way. So all of this can be bluish, perhaps. And the lightest light will be very warm. And then what some people do is they add a bit of subsurface scattering to make it extra juicy. So they add in the nice little orange into the bit of the shadow or the edge right in here. And that's how some people like to shade white hair. Looks very pretty.
White is a tricky color because it absorbs so much context from the environment.
Yeah, it's like a reflection.
It absorbs so much bounce that white will change into the color that's next to it. It's like this example, right? If this was a red object, like for example, these mushrooms, they're not turning blue. They're just being influenced by the blue. But the white, it will literally turn blue. The green, it won't turn blue. It will just be influenced by the blue. White will turn the color of whatever the bounce is, which in this case, the secondary light is the sky. You've got warm sun, blue skylight. So your primary light is going to be, right, like the warm sunlight. And your secondary light is going to be like the blue sky. And the blue sky is all over here, right? It's coming all down. So whatever the sun is blocked by, the blue sky will light it. And white is one of those colors that when you have a white object, it will literally become the color of whatever secondary light there is. And you understand it through context. Is all subsurface scattering orange? No. Look at a leaf hit by the sun. It's green.
Very green.
Subsurface scattering is when light enters an object and bounces around. So whatever the inside of that object is colored is going to be the color of your subsurface scattering. If you have subsurface scattering on a lemon, it's going to be yellow. If you have subsurface scattering on a leaf, it's going to be green. If you have subsurface scattering on Skin, it's probably going to be more, orangish. If you have subsurface scattering on what a blue thing, what is he doing, bro?
I don't know what he's doing.
If you have subsurface scattering on a balloon, that's a blue. You're gonna get a blue.
I've definitely seen lemons where their subsurface scattering is just a much like deeper yellow, like more like a richer yellow.
Is it better to study poses by tracing over or freehanding while looking at one? I would definitely say it's better to study poses by using reference and drawing them and breaking down what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get a lot better at drawing by understanding what's happening. Like, you're not training your hand. Like, your hand doesn't have a brain, right? Your brain is your brain. So, like, tracing something, it doesn't really connect in with your brain. You've got to, like, form those connections yourself. So, using a reference is always going to teach you more than just, like, tracing something.
Yeah. Absolutely agree on that. That's because you tracing can feel helpful sometimes because it like makes your brain feel like you're making progress, but it can be a bit of a dangerous thing because it's like, okay, so now basically don't trace it. You still didn't really necessarily improve or understand the structure, right? It's not like just once you trace and then like suddenly you're like, oh, I know how to draw this pose now. It's no, you know how to draw the basic pose starting from the ground up. Hi, Apple.
It's Baby Jack. Everybody say hi to Applejack.
So subsurface scattering is always going to be a warmer version of the base?
Not necessarily. It's just going to be a more, like, vibrant version of the base. Usually it's warmer.
I got this brush. Here, on our website, drawanime.com, it is the green button labeled digital brush.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
How do I study human anatomy better? Understanding it and angles, like drawing it at different angles. Those are kind of two different questions. So, for example, the first one is if you want to learn human anatomy more, like, you could go to medical school. You'll learn human anatomy. If you want to get good at drawing human anatomy, you got to learn the fundamentals of drawing and then draw a bunch of anatomy. Like, doctors can't draw anatomy. They know the anatomy, but, like, if you ask them to make a beautiful figure, like, most doctors are pretty bad at drawing, even though they know all the anatomy.
You know,
it's
placement.
Like, they're like separate skills, right? They're separate things. There's like the knowledge, and then there's like the application, like drawing volumes in 3D space, drawing the correct volumes in 3D space. But studying anatomy, like it's honestly pretty simple. Buy some anatomy books or find some online and just copy all the drawings. You will learn anatomy like really well. But anatomy is not going to make you be able to draw good-looking people. Drawing good-looking people comes from understanding like posing and volumes. Like knowing all of the little details of a bicep is not going to make you draw an awesome character.
Yeah.
Like knowing that, you know, whatever, the soleus is underneath of the gastrocnemius, like it's not going to make you draw a sick character.
Yeah.
So like don't expect too much from anatomy because there's a lot of other principles at play, like mostly design, you know, gesture, figure drawing, proportion.
Anatomy just looks flashy, and it feels important to know like everything about it, but
it gets all the attention.
It does get all the attention.
And it's not that anatomy's useless, it just won't make you good at drawing characters.
Yeah.
Anatomy's pretty useful. It'll give you a little, you'll see it hinting through. Like if you see a person in real life, right? You're walking down the street and you see another person, you don't go, anatomy.
Anatomy.
You see a person, right? You don't see anatomy, you see a person. And if you look closely, you can go, oh, okay, I can see their deltoid, like, okay, you can see my deltoid a little bit on the edge of my arm. And like if I go this way, okay, you can see a little bit of that bump of the tricep, or maybe I'm just a little bit fat, I don't know.
No,
but
you're not.
you can see a little bit of that bump of the tricep, right? If I do this, you can see a little bit of the bump of the bicep. But you don't go anatomy. You go, it's Colton, the bald guy who streams. So learning anatomy in order to try and draw better characters isn't going to help very much, because you don't think anatomy when you see someone. You
think
may
of their
see
characteristics.
little hints of anatomy poking through, but mainly it's like gray shirt, lighter arms, head, like proportionally you can, there's like these, proportional measurements between all that, and there's the bony bits that stick out, and there's the muscly bits, and my arm is the cylinder. So I think, and I'm not necessarily saying that you're doing this, but like a lot of people put too much
Emphasis.
faith in anatomy is going to make you draw good people.
Right.
It's not. Just like you don't think anatomy when you see a person. You think, oh, that's a person.
Yeah, like, oh, well, yeah. We also think about their characteristics, like, oh, that's a person with curly hair. Or a person with a round face.
And figure drawing is going to help you with that. Figure drawing and character design is going to help you a lot. I would say it probably helps the most out of anything. Taking a good figure drawing class. Now, a good figure drawing class is going to have anatomy, but it's not going to be about anatomy. There's going to be like an anatomy part. But honestly, most of the beginning of any figure drawing class is going to be about proportion, gesture, simple volumes, and then on top of that solid foundation, you add some muscle information.
Yeah.
But like, think about some person who like doesn't have any muscle definition at all, right? You don't see any muscles. Learning anatomy is not going to help draw them. Like a person where you can't see the bicep at all, learning the bicep is not going to help you draw their arm.
Yeah.
Most people you look at, you don't see anatomy. Maybe like if you go to a bodybuilding competition and then they're all oiled up and they have very special lights to show the volume of their muscles, that would probably help.
That's kind of sick, honestly. Every time I think about that, I'm like, wait a second, that's such a like an interesting culture. But yeah.
But like the average person that you bump into or talk to, you don't really see any anatomy. You may just see hints of it.
Yeah. A lot of times it's just implied, and artists know how to imply it without showing everything, right? Like I think, for me, I think a good philosophy with practicing art is basically practice knowing enough, and then know when to dial it back. Like for instance, I mean, we have a figure drawing class in our anime art school,
You
but
do
like
things very on the nose, and then you just hint at it.
exactly. So like here, if you're studying, it's like you do studies like this, where everything is pretty much on the nose. Like you're defining certain muscles, like the traps, the sternocleidomastoid, the pectoralis, whatever, and you know where they are. And then what you do is you go in and you're like, okay, well now I'm gonna draw the figure. I'm defining everything first. And then I'm gonna go back in. Wait, actually, no, that's not a very good one. Like let's say this one's very very defined, right? No body fat whatsoever. But like when you're painting it, come on, that is not the one. Yeah. So when you're painting it, you're softening things now. You're like, okay, I'm gonna omit this detail. I'm gonna omit that detail. I'm gonna soften all these muscles so I don't see them anymore, and that will change depending on the body type. So for instance, this one is very, very lean, because I want to show all the muscles. I want to know where they all are. That's the purpose for the study. But then when I'm painting this, it's like, oh, now I'm only implying. I'm
And this
covering
guy's still very lean.
Yes.
But the fact that we have skin, what the heck, bro, magic? The fact that we have skin automatically softens all the anatomy and turns it into volumes.
Yeah.
And, and even people with very, very low like body fat percentage, they're going to still have softening everywhere, and it's going to turn it into very similar to boxes and cylinders.
Yeah.
With a little bit of bump here, a little bit of bump there. It's on YouTube, yes.
Yes. This specific stream is on YouTube, yes. But yeah, if you're interested in, getting serious about it, we have a school. So these were the demos that I just showed you were all done in the school, and I do it step by step for you. So I guide you through it. So yeah, you can check it out if you want. It is on our website, drawanime.com.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Drawanime.com, that's the URL. You can go to the yellow button, and there's a 12-week figure drawing class.
Mm-hmm.
One of many classes, but one of the classes is a proper figure drawing class, like
Yeah.
you'd take in a college.
Thank you, Dahlia.
MJ, hello. Can I show a study I did? Maybe later, maybe after I'm done eating. I don't know if we're gonna look at anybody's stuff.
I think generally if we start looking at someone's stuff, we're gonna get more questions about if we could look at other people's stuff, and I don't know if we want to dive into that yet. That rabbit hole yet. But like once you know the repetition and you know how to construct a body without much like struggle, then that's when you can start drawing things from more imagination. But you would still need, of course, you would still need reference, because you can't necessarily draw everything from imagination. You can only draw what you know, and even then, that's not always reliable.
And now it's just a bunch of rice and beans. Rip. It's not bad. It's not as flashy as
Not as
Thompson steak.
yeah.
I
That's why
gotta learn how
mixing.
to manage my food.
Ration your food, how to properly portion it so you save every good bite until the end. We need
Look
to
at
talk
those
about when
cute
we should do
little
my
feet.
testimonial, Dahlia says. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an urgent thing. We're not in a rush to do it. It might even be after the new year. What program? This is Procreate.
Mm-hmm.
Procreate on the iPad. Lau, when are you getting your iPad?
I
Did
hope
you
our
get it yet?
watercolors.
What?
I said I hope our watercolors get manage to get delivered.
Yeah, did you never get those? That's so weird. I think they might just be lost. I think they might just be no more.
That really sucks.
What are we up to? What are we up to now? Drawing.
Okay, because I have an iPad and I draw a lot and I want to draw online without it looking off. What do you mean by looking off? Because the digital art doesn't necessarily save your art. It's the practice that makes it not look off, if that makes sense. But yeah. I do a lot of gesture and dynamic poses, but I can't add construction or make it look like a body. So
I'm not really. Wait. I do a lot of gesture and dynamic poses, but I can't add construction or make it look like a body.
So maybe like you do a lot of gesture, but you're like, okay, well, how do I turn this into a body? Like, let's say your drawings look like this. I'm like, oh, I got gesture, I got nice motion and stuff. Is that what you're saying? But you can't turn this into like, okay. So what I would do is, you would have to switch your mind from gesture to something that has more structure, which means adding your boxes. So when you're looking at a body, there's different sides to the torso. But like most of the time you would simplify it like a box, right? Let me think. Do you know where that figurine is? Oh, there it is. Can I get that little guy here? Thank you. So the torso has depth. It has sides. It has a front side, a back side, and a side. And so basically what you're trying to do is you have your pose right here, and now you're thinking, okay, what orientation is this pose facing? Well, it looks like the center line is this way. So that means I see the side of this box and the front of this box. So maybe my box will look like this. And if you have your proportions correct, then you could basically plot put this box
Yeah.
in the right spot.
And she glossed over that really quick, but that's extremely important.
Yeah.
If your proportions are correct, that is a lot easier said than done.
It is.
I definitely practice proportions. Proportions are the like inherent like proportional measurements. I try to describe the word without using the word. It's like the measurements that compared to itself.
Yeah.
How big is the head compared to the torso? How big is the arm compared to the head, compared to the torso, compared to whatever? Proportion is like contextual size, right? Mm-hmm. So proportions in its own inherent proportions are really, really important.
How would I practice it?
Practice proportions. You draw them a bunch of times. You learn proportion. Like we talk about proportion all the time on stream, right? Like the sizes of things. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find a
Probably that one.
yeah, we talk about it all the time on stream, right? Like something like this. Or I don't really have any others, do I? What is this?
Oh,
yes, here we
yeah.
go. So like we talk about proportions all the time on stream, right? You basically got halfway point of the figure, bottom of the pubic bone. Top of the figure, top of the head. Bottom of the figure, bottom of the feet. Right? You break this into 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is equal, equal, equal. The first one is going to be the head to the pit of the neck, which is your clavicle. The second one is going to be the clavicle to the bottom of the rib cage. And the third one is going to be the bottom of the rib cage to the crotch. These are each 2 hand measurements, by the way. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands tall. Literally the person's hand. Right? And then the halfway of this is the bottom of the pillar of the knee, which is like the bottom of the kneecap. And that's a good start for height proportions. You adjust basically from there. And so like that's proportion, right? You swing out from the bottom of the rib cage, elbow. You swing out from the halfway point of the figure, wrist. The hand is extra. And so if you want to take a screenshot, you probably want to take a screenshot of our book. Where is our book? There is our book. Because this has a much better proportional figure in it. That right there.
There you go. You can get this book on Amazon.
Although you didn't show thirds, did you? Here,
I did
go
show
over to
thirds. This one.
You
Here.
take a screenshot of that
Take
as well.
a screenshot of that as well. Yeah, that's really important.
But essentially, the torso is 2 boxes tall.
Mm-hmm. Rib cage, pelvis, and rinse and repeat. You just do this a lot of times. Like in any pose that you're drawing, like especially with reference, you basically map it out until it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
What is the book called? It's
This
book
is
right
our
here.
book.
Yeah.
Anime Academy: How to Draw Characters. They can't see the title.
Mm-hmm.
Anime Academy: How to Draw Characters. This is our book. This is volume 2 of our How to Draw series. I'm learning how to draw men, so can you teach me how to draw a man's body? Exactly the stuff we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first thing that you would learn. It'd be the proportion.
Mm-hmm. The proportion, and then basic forms, and then just making sure that your body shape is correct. I covered a male torso right in this stream, so this is another. We have been doing anatomy art Mondays, so this was done on a Monday stream. And so I covered a male torso right in here. So you can take a screenshot of this if you want.
Yeah. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do anatomy Mondays. So if you want to show up to the stream on Monday, we're gonna be covering anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcover for the books? We thought about it. Never really got around to it yet. Look how cute he looks.
Aww,
He's adorable.
He's so cute. If only they could see that. What's what we see.
I guess my finger doesn't smell like anything.
Applejack has a sensitive nose. Once you go like this, he goes like... No, he doesn't do that. Do I need to study muzzles to draw them? can I just learn the simplifications?
You don't need to learn the muscles. Like it depends on what you want to do. If you want to teach anatomy, you'll have to learn the muscles. If you don't need to teach the anatomy or care, a lot of artists don't know anatomy, like don't know the muscle names and every little detail of them. They'll just simplify it into simple volumes.
Yeah.
Do you plan to do a character design challenge for Christmas like Halloween? I'm not sure. We haven't really decided exactly yet. We may do Secret Santa. We may do a character challenge. Not sure.
How do you draw hair without it looking really stiff? I do have some tips for that. So if your hair looks really stiff, it's because you're not... Well, one, you're being very tense, right? So, like, look at how tense these lines are. They're very slow, and they basically don't really have much of, like... They're not really connecting into each other very much. So hair is very interactive with other strands, and it also has a main gesture. So find your main gesture. It doesn't have to be a perfect one. It can just be something like this. Okay, here's a gesture. Nice long flow, about one stroke, right? This is like very choppy, just kind of like, not there yet. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this as a base. I want all my other strands to either go into this gesture or perhaps go outside of it, but supporting the overall flow. And very confident lines like this shape and here. And look how much flowier that looks. That looks very like purposeful. That looks very graceful. And the more curves you add to hair, generally, it'll feel more like lifelike, rather than just like really stiff. Now, even straight hair can have this kind of curvature. Right, you just gotta make sure it follows the gesture. But yeah, I don't want to learn anatomy. I think for me, I like learning the names of anatomy because it's like, oh, it helps me to see the actual muscles. Like if I were to add muscles, I'd be like, yeah, I know that there's a muscle here. But sometimes learning their names is like learning a friend's name. So I'm like, okay, that's what the pectoralis looks like, and that's what they're called. So like, it just seems intimidating to learn the names sometimes, but like once you get into a rhythm, like it actually becomes kind of fun. At least for me, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to learn every single one of everybody you know, all of their names at one time, without knowing them, it would be a lot of work. But like, you learn people's names as you interact with them, so it's repetition. You don't learn all the names of the muscles at one time. You just draw them a bunch of times, and you're like, okay, this one's kind of like this because I've dealt with it 100 times.
Yep.
This one kind of is like this, and I've dealt with it 100 times.
Yep.
That's why doing figure drawing is so important. Is
Yeah.
because it's like you don't just sit down and open a book and learn a bunch of words. You interact with these things enough times that you grow a familiarity to them.
Exactly.
You
Or
get
yeah.
really familiar as you deal with them over and over and over and over, and it doesn't feel like a chore. It's just, like if you play a video game and you learn the names of the characters in the game, it's not like, oh, another video game I have to learn all the characters' name. You don't even think about it. You just kind of naturally learn them over time as you interact with the game characters. But yet, your favorite video game, it'll be like 100 different characters, and it'll be like all of their names, but or shapes, right? It's like it's more of a visual thing as well. You're like, this one's kind of bulgy, this one kind of looks like that, this one moves like this when the arm is up, and it's sheer repetition that has this happen. You don't have to sit down and study the names of muscles. Like, it's not, we're not in the medical field. Like, we don't have to pull an all-nighter trying to remember a bunch of muscle names.
Or test it, yeah.
Yeah, you'll just remember them as you draw a bunch
them.
of characters.
It's like subconsciously like learning it. Mm-hmm. Like learning it isn't just like, okay, here's all the names, memorize them. Or, like you don't have to do it all at once. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm going to draw a torso. I'll have a torso, I'll have a reference of a torso, like just without like all the anatomy. And then I'll have an écrochet model, and then I'll have like something that has labels. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm looking back and forth, cross-referencing. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what the pectoralis is. and you're practicing and you're learning at the same time, but it's not like this rigorous thing. So like you have your main reference, reference 1, and you have your other reference,
Yeah.
reference 2, and then you're like, okay.
You don't have to be a sweat when it
Yeah.
comes to learning anatomy. You'll just learn it through repetition.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn it through repetition, you don't need to learn the names. You just learn the shapes. You'll go, this one's kind of a diamond shape. This one's kind of a squarish shape. This one is kind of a trapezoid shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But it's
I'll
like,
learn
yeah.
anatomy when I have the time. Like, learn it. You don't have to. You don't have to ever do that.
It's not like,
Like,
a thing. Yeah.
one of these days,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just going to sit down and properly learn it once and for all. You can, but most people don't. Like, we were taking a class a little while back, and the teacher was basically saying, really, really high level artist, by the way, just amazing painter, oil painter. And he was saying, you don't have to learn perspective for perspective's sake. You don't have to learn anatomy for anatomy's sake. Learn it so you can get the message across that you're trying to get across. Like if I'm drawing a character and the character is doing something, my goal is to get that message across of what they're doing. My goal is not to prove that I know every muscle of the body. And so if you don't want to, or if you don't want to know every single muscle of the body, don't. Like, you don't need to. It's not essential to getting your message across. So people will go down like big rabbit holes where they're just like, I can't make an illustration until I know all anatomy. And it's like, I think that's a horrible way to approach it, because it's just like, you can't have fun until you do this thing that's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like, just have fun. Just have fun. It's like, I'm not going to allow myself to play this video game until I learn every NPC's name and can ace a test on it. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you'd never do that. You'd never go, I'm not going to play Baldur's Gate until I learn every character's name in the entire game, and then I'll let myself play the game. It's like, it's a learning process. You get better as you go on, right? You don't even need to know the characters' names. You just go, oh, the person with the horn.
Yeah.
And the one horn that's broken.
Oh, the muscle with this look.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, the person with the fluffy tail, or the character with the tail, or, oh, they have the staff. It's like, you don't have to do that. You don't need to learn the fundamentals for the sake of the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're just trying to learn things to help you communicate ideas.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such a big deal, because it's like, a lot of people will prevent themselves from being allowed to have fun until they do all the non-fun stuff.
Yeah. But it's like, who's to say that you can just, I don't know, like, start and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, your duty is to the message. Use Blender. You don't have to know perspective. Your duty is to the perspective. Your duty is not to the perspective. It's to the message.
Mm-hmm.
Use references. Take your picture of yourself in the pose. Right? Like, some of the old masters would literally hire perspectivists. They wouldn't even solve their own perspective in their paintings. They would hire someone to draw the perspective for them. Like, artists have come a long way. Downwards.
Downward?
Yeah, have fallen a long way. No, I mean, it's like, keep in mind that it's like, the point of making the image is to show the message, right? You don't need to learn things for their own sake. Like, we always talk about foundation, but the reason that we teach foundation is because it helps you get your message across.
Yeah. Like, my way of learning anatomy wasn't just by only doing studies like this. Like, yes, that was part of it. But another thing that I did to make it more fun was I just did torso studies, but I put my character's face on it. Because then it's like, it doesn't feel like I'm actually studying anatomy. It feels like I'm just drawing my own character.
Yeah, try to gamify stuff.
Yeah.
Make things fun.
Like, who says that you only have to draw this way or in this particular style to practice? Like, no, not necessarily. As
Yeah.
long as you learn something, you know where certain muscles are, like, you're good. And every time you're drawing, it, like, you're basically getting a new experience, right?
Baby Jack. So cute, so fluffy.
So chwubbin.
So stinking cute. Look at his little
Look at that little bean
baby
face.
face. Oh, he likes that. You're happy
Happy
because
kitty.
you can bully us and walk all around our stuff and knock everything over, but then you just get snuggles.
The only discipline for kitties is snuggles
Yep.
and kisses.
Then you draw expressive faces. It's like, you think about faces kind of like Play-Doh. You can like stretch and morph them. It's very, drawing expressions is very similar to actually like gesture drawing. It's like faces have gestures to them, right? When they're mad, they're all scrunched up and everything's kind of pulling inwards. Like when they're scared, it's like, and everything's kind of like separated, right? When they're happy, it's like very uplifted and elevated. I study, people maybe like Jin Kim.
Oh, Jin Kim's great.
Jim Kim does great expressions. And so, like, you kind of need to be able to do form drawing in order to do a bunch of different facial expressions if you really want to be able to do it well. Because if you can't draw form, then you can't treat the face like Play-Doh, where you're kind of like morphing it around. Like, your real face is literally like Play-Doh, right? It's like it goes up, it goes down, it morphs around, and it has this underlying skull structure below it. Mm-hmm. And so even if you're drawing anime, like, there's still an underlying structure of the face that all of these features shift around on.
Yeah.
It's a lot more flexible than a real face.
Yeah. Something that I do is I will kind of imagine it like as if it was like a cutscene in an anime. So like if I'm imagining someone's dialogue, like they're saying, "Oh, I love you, but I know I'm gonna get rejected," like what generally would they feel? They would feel sad but happy at the same time, and maybe a little bit regretful. So it's like, what does that look like? Well, I can also pull a lot from, like, if you watch a lot of anime, you want to do anime expressions, like look at those scenes and look at their expressions as they're talking about the specific dialogue. Mm-hmm. That will give you clues. That will like increase your visual library and be like, oh, they have this option available for you, right? So this person is like, oh, I love you, for example, but I'm gonna disappear and I'm gonna die. So like I'm fading away and I'm saying I love you. That's the story. So like, how do you convey your character's face to say that, and what motion is it going in? So that's what I generally like to think about. It's kind of intuitive, but also you just gotta draw a lot too.
A couple questions. Mm-hmm. How do I work on drawing legs and attaching them to the pelvis? You usually don't really see the pelvis at all. Like, you only see a little bit of the pelvis.
Yeah.
Like, the whole muscle structure volume is like there's like a bunch of components. It's kind of like saying a computer is the CPU, or like a computer is the graphics card. It's like you might see the graphics card, but the computer is like a box that houses a bunch of things. So like there's the pelvis, there's the femur, there's all of the muscles that connect to it, right? There's the sartorius and the glutes and the side muscles like the medius and the tensor fascia, and like a pelvis you don't really see. You see the entirety of the thing, and people simplify the entirety of the thing into a box.
Yep.
And that box is a really good foundation to add legs on top of. So like you will see pieces of the pelvis, like the 3-finger gap.
Like this part right here. That's the 3-finger gap. It kind of looks like these little divots, I guess.
Yeah. And then how do you know which way the pelvis tilts? So you can find out a couple of ways. Look for the weighted leg. What leg are they standing on? And look for the 3-finger gaps as well. Look for the tilt. What hip is higher? It'll give you the answers to that.
Yeah. And there's generally ways that pelvises like to kind of behave, and also relationship with the torso. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, or not the torso, the rib cage. So sometimes you'll see the rib cage going like this. And if the person is like, let's say, leaning forward, for example, like maybe their pelvis will kind of look like this instead. They're like kind of alternating positions. Mm-hmm. So like where this is facing downward, this is going up. Sometimes you'll see like, okay, well maybe I'll have the rib cage up. And then we're looking down at the pelvis this time. So you'll see that happen a lot because the body's very dynamic and moves around and stuff.
Maybe put the spine in.
Yeah, I'll put the spine
I
in.
like it when the spine is in.
There's a spine.
Yeah. So that's a front view, and the other one's a back view.
Yeah, that could definitely be a back view.
It could be a front view as well if the
Yeah.
person's bending forward.
Mm-hmm.
What gaps? The three-finger gap. It's the anterior posterior spine of the iliac crest, I believe. That's why you say three-finger gap, is because you don't want to say all that. It is literally, you put your hands on your hips, and you will feel a bone on each side. That is the three-finger gap. It is generally 3 fingers put together, and you can put your hand right there, right? It's right here on your hip, and when you bend your leg, you will usually be able to fit 3 fingers above your bent leg on that bone. It's called the 3-finger gap, and you use that to determine the tilt of the pelvis a lot of the time. The top of it is the top of the pelvis box. That people simplify, right? Some people draw it as a bowl. Some people draw it as whatever. Is that what it is? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's look.
With the spine of the iliac crest, whatever that thing is. But sometimes it's a little bit hard, so that's why you have to have like certain visual cues, like where like this part right here, these little these little bumps right here, that can be if you see it going downward a little bit, like maybe you can deduce that this pelvis could be, we're kind of slightly looking down at them. You can check the abs as well, like how are the abs flowing, like.
Sorry, anterior superior iliac spine.
Oh, okay, anterior superior.
That's like the top of the 3-finger gap.
Okay.
Anterior superior iliac spine. There is not going to be a quiz on this.
Nope.
There is. And everybody who doesn't answer it correctly is banned. Banned in the chat.
Chat, what's the scientific name for the 3-finger gap?
Literally
Answer now.
2
3,
seconds.
2, 1.
/ ban all.
/ ban all, that's horrible.
Anterior superior iliac spine, or spine. It's that little, the little gubbins there.
Yeah, the gubbins. Anterior superior independent.
A for effort.
A for effort.
Banned.
Yeah. Oh, kind of going back to the topic of like attaching legs to the hips. Let's say you have your pelvis box. Your legs don't come outside of here. Right? This is not where your legs come out of. Your legs, like all this stuff, this is your crotch. This part right here is where your glutes are and your thighs are. So like this is kind of, your legs actually come out from the iliac or from the 3-finger gap. Because this is where your femur comes out from here. So like when I'm drawing a box, I'm also accounting for like, oh, this is where my glutes are going to be. This is where my thigh is going to be. That's how I like to attach it. If that makes sense. So they're not going down here. Like this is my pelvis and, you know, my legs are going down here. That's not it. This is my glutes. Here's my leg. Here's where the leg comes out. If you want to raise it up, it doesn't come out from here. That's too short. It doesn't come out from below the leg. It comes from below. Below the box. It comes from below the 3-finger gap. Mm-hmm. Like that.
And that 3-finger gap is just a representation of part of your pelvis. Like,
yeah.
It is a bony landmark that is always where it is supposed to be. It doesn't move around. Mm-hmm. It's part of a bone.
Yep.
It is the reference point.
Mm-hmm. So the mistake that people make is they don't draw this. They don't think about this.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you can't attach the legs to the hips, is because you're not thinking about this. I would say draw this first.
Mm-hmm.
So then it'll give you a lot. It's a lot easier of a time to do this. I hope you guys know I had to unfollow someone to follow you. Do you have to have a max amount of followers? But thank you.
I would hope, if you must be following 10,000 people, right? I would hope that we are better, have better content than at least one of those 10,000 people. We appreciate
We
it.
very much appreciate it.
That's a weird looking pelvis.
Yeah, it is a
Funny.
weird looking pelvis.
But it's still true.
Yeah. It technically should be like a little bit shorter and narrower.
We were talking about the 3-finger gap and
Yeah.
drawing the legs.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest pelvis, but I mean, I can still draw it later on. and
Oh
fix
yeah,
it.
it would be easy to fix.
Yeah.
It's got the components of a thing that is, correct.
Right, yeah, exactly. Huh. I want to draw a pelvis, like the bone. So the great thing about the body is that it's symmetrical. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, one side of the pelvis looks like this and the other side looks like completely different. You just have to be like, okay, just mirror it. So here's like the bowl, kind of like the bowl of the pelvis. And then you got the tailbone down here. So this is one side.
And keep in mind, Christina's drawing in 3D.
Yeah,
She's thinking about this going back 3-dimensionally in space, right?
yeah.
Always drawing form. Always drawing around the form.
This is so interesting. So this is where the femur, the joint comes out.
Mhm.
Okay. And then right under that, it's your sits bones.
Mm-hmm.
And so this right here is thinner to fit everything else, like the organs and stuff. Okay, that's really interesting. Like, and learning the skeleton and all that stuff is important, but it's not like the only what you should learn first. Like for me, I never really knew what the pelvis looked like, but you know enough to be like, okay, I know that this is generally where it is. But like, do you have to know how to draw this exactly in order to draw like legs and hips? No, you don't have to. It's more like niche information. Sometimes your study sketches can look exactly like this, which is very messy. Okay, so there's the femur bone. Okay. One day I would like to draw these more accurately, but it's whatever. Huh, interesting. Cool.
The drawing, every drawing that gets done on stream gets posted in the Discord server in a live stream demos channel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go back and find like literally hundreds of streams worth of drawings. We've been streaming for a long time.
Yep, we
Last like year and a half, 3 times a week at least. And so every single sheet gets posted in the Discord server.
You can join it. Oops. Right here. Our website is drawanime.com. You can get the Discord invite over there. Or if you can't find it at all, you can just DM us asking for it.
Yep, even though I don't have my phone.
Your phone, I think, is in like a different room.
So far.
So far. Yeah. Bye, Hannah. I know I have to use the head to make good proportion. Do you know the same? Do you do the same when it comes to different camera angles?
The body is... When you know the proportions of the body, you can sort of reverse engineer it from any part of the body.
Yeah.
So, like, if you just have the legs, you can make the rest of the body. If you just have the head, you can make the rest of the body. If you just have an arm, you can make the rest of the body. Because everything's, like, proportional, so you could reverse engineer it. But most of the time when somebody draws a character in perspective, like, every character is in perspective, by the way. So, like, even if they're just a standard front view, they're still in perspective. Their body has depth to it. But, it depends on the angle exactly. It depends on the angle. I would not necessarily use the head to find the rest of the body.
Yeah. It's,
I would probably start with, like, the entire, like, the largest chunk that you can.
Yeah.
Maybe the head down to the pelvis, right? Like, the entire torso. And then you can extract the head out of that. So, like, a lot of the times when somebody draws a body in perspective, they will draw the largest chunk of the body they can and then start dividing it up.
Yeah. But, like, the head measurements are more useful for certain angles, right? Like, if you're drawing someone who's standing, a head measurement is easy. But when you're drawing it in, like, very foreshortened stuff, like, it gets very hard. You can't really use that anymore. Does that make sense? So, like, this is very easy to find the measurement with the heads. Like, all you have to do is just go like this. Pew, 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 you know? And understand that if it's an 8-headed figure, generally it's 8 heads tall. So that means
Yeah.
the upper body is 4 heads tall.
But
And
if
then,
you're
yeah.
if you're drawing a body, right, and it looks like this, I wouldn't use the head.
No.
I would probably draw the entire upper body as a single chunk, including the head, and then I would divide it up. I think it would be a lot easier to do. Most people do it that way. They don't go, here's the head.
It's just
Like,
not.
how do I do that?
Yeah.
Like, they would just simplify the whole thing as a box at that angle, and then they would divide it up from that box. That would you'd probably make your life a lot easier doing that. And then you divide that single box into multiple overlapping boxes.
Yeah. And it also just depends on like
What, like
which
that?
one it is. Yeah.
You
Hold
can
up.
hold it if you want. I don't know what angle it needs to be at.
I'll do it like this. So like I know that based off of this, I'm looking at the top of his collarbone, so that means I'm looking at the top of the box. I know that my torso is not this long, because that's basically...
It looks like a building.
Looks like a building. Yeah, it kind of does look like a building. It's actually much shorter, because it's foreshortened. It's probably like this.
And it's going to be going to a vanishing point. You
Yeah.
can draw the vanishing point.
Well, mine goes away from it, but basically the vanishing point will be down there.
Would you want to put the vanishing point there?
Maybe.
What is the best way to draw a head? It's totally subjective. There's a lot of great ways to draw the head. I can't say the best way is anything. Because, like, what would work really good for one person wouldn't work as good for another person.
And then what I would do is I'd like look at this model and I'd be like, okay, well, how far away is the pelvis now? Well, I know it's not down here. I know it's like maybe like a smidgen below it. So you can just guesstimate. And it's easier once you have a reference. But like I'm going to estimate that my torso is right here. And it's going to be even smaller because it's smaller.
Torso?
Sorry, not the torso, the pelvis.
Oh.
It's going to be even more squished because we're looking further down at it. So here's my pelvis. And here's my rib cage, and then I know that this is overlapping it. Sorry, this head is overlapping the torso. And don't be afraid to overlap like this.
Yeah.
And now it looks like it's like a body in perspective.
And look for things like landmarks. Here's the pit of the neck.
Yep.
Is the chin behind it? In front of it? Reference the point of that. Is it touching it? Like Christina's is not touching it, so her angle is like this.
Yeah.
According to the head intersecting the torso, right? Like it's at about the ears for this guy. So like maybe about that.
Oh, we got a hand heart by Don.
Ooh,
Thank
hand
you.
hearts. Thank you for the hand hearts. Appreciate it. Right, so look for those landmarks. See where they overlap. Because you wouldn't want to draw an extreme perspective pose without reference.
Yeah.
Not
Like-
unless you've done it from reference 1,000 times.
Yeah. Y'all are not trying to draw from imagination. Like you guys need more tools than that, especially
Yeah.
if you're not familiar with with how to draw.
To draw from imagination is like trying to write a book in a language that you don't know. If you don't, like, drawing from imagination without having drawn the thing a million times is like writing a book in a language you don't know. You simply can't. Like, it just can't really be successful.
Yeah.
So always try to use references. Your reference doesn't have to be exactly what you're drawing, but you can use references.
To help you, yeah. Yeah. That's how I would approach it if I have this reference. I don't like this pose. It's a very awkward pose.
Yeah, it's weird as heck.
But
I just like grabbed him and tilted his head up.
But like you can change it, right? You can be like, okay, I'm gonna argue that this leg is coming upward now, and this leg is going back and down in space. And notice that because when you have like a really foreshortened perspective, things like to go down things like to get small really really fast. So this leg will not be the same length as this leg. In fact, it'll shrink really fast, and then this leg will kind of look like this. Gets really really foreshortened. But sometimes it needs, you need to draw it a lot in order for it to feel intuitive. I don't like this pose, but it's whatever.
Could you use 3D models for that? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what they used before 3D models? They just built their own mannequins and made stuff out of clay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've been doing it forever. Absolutely. 3D is like the best way not to go insane.
Yeah.
Use tools. Use the tools that you need to use to get your story across in the way that drives you the least insane.
It's not cheating, okay? It's not cheating.
Yeah, if it's cheating, then every single one of the old masters cheated, because they all used reference and they all used models and they all used all that kind of stuff. It's the brush.
Here it is.
I love it how every time you show the brush link, you put it in a different spot. It's like, I'm gonna put it on the front now.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm gonna put it on the right, and you're
yeah,
like,
they're never in the same place every time.
there is not a standard place for
Yeah.
for the cards.
Yeah, there isn't.
It's like, where did it go? Oh, it's on the ground this time.
It's on the ground this time.
We have 2 kitties in here.
Toby and Apple. Cute.
Look at that.
There's Applebean.
Well, you can't really see much, can you?
Wake up, so people can see you. And then Toby's right by us by another bed. Procreate? Yes, this is Procreate. Good job for guessing what it is. You know, it's funny because like I never hear anyone say, "Oh, is this Krita?" They just say Procreate. Most of the time they get
Procreate's
it right.
pretty common.
It's pretty
and it looks like an iPad, and it
Yeah.
looks like an Apple Pencil.
Yep. I think that really helps. I think I need to get me a model. Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah. Any tool that will help, you can use.
did I write it somewhere? I know I wrote it somewhere. This is the 1000 Toys Toa Heavy Industries male 112 scale. These are expensive.
Yeah, you can screenshot this if you want to know the exact model that we use. That is what it is. You don't have to get this one. There's a lot of good models. You can
Yeah.
use 3D. You can download Blender and find a human model for free online. Can you do tired eyes? Just look at me.
So one question is for you, if you want to draw tired eyes, is like, when you're tired, what do you want to do with your eyes? Are they like wide open like this? No, they're not wide open. They're instead more lazy. So like, does that mean, okay, well, what does an eye that's half closed look like? A wide eye looks like this.
No, the brush doesn't work for Krita.
No.
It's a ABR, so it'll work for anything that uses Photoshop brushes. Never found the brushes on your Discord? There are not brushes on our Discord. There is a single brush.
Yeah.
And just type !brush in any channel. The bot will send the link.
Yep. And then this is more tiring because there's like, your eyes are half your eyes are half open, half closed, I should say, because it's a more pessimistic, I guess.
Tired eyes can be shown in so many ways too, right?
Yeah.
You can just do.
Oh, it's so cute.
You know, you could do that, and like that's tired eyes, right?
Yeah. Do I have a tired expression on that we did in anime art school? Let me look.
This is me right now, bro.
Sad, angry, shocked, insane. Okay, I don't have it, but we do cover a lot of different expressions, though. But we probably actually we cover expressions in this book. In our book too. Let me go to the expressions section. Tired. There's just multiple ways that you can express tired eyes.
Yeah.
Right, here's this one right here. Look at that. Ugh.
Like
And there's
unhappy,
that
tired.
One. No pupils whatsoever. So like,
Shinji type.
yeah.
Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I feel like I've been doing the same DAA week homework for months. Why? Just go to the next
Just
week.
go to the next week.
There's no rules. Like, you don't have to stay there forever.
Yeah.
Go to a week that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever.
Some weeks will be boring. You know?
Like if it's this is the thing, right? The week is supposed to help you get better at art. And so if you're stuck on a week and it's preventing you from getting better, then obviously do something else that helps you get better.
Yeah. You can get this book on Amazon.
Yeah.
And
This is our book, by the way.
Yes, it is our book. We published
There's
this.
Mickey. That's my character.
Yeah.
Mickey Beaky.
Mickey Beaky. And we have 2 books, so you can find both of our books on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Under the name Anime Academy, so that's where you can find it. Thank you. But it's like sometimes you can draw eye bags, right? You're not trying to conjure up a tired eye from imagination. You have to look at something to reference off of. Like, some people have eyes that look like this when they're tired. Like, maybe their eyes are wide open, but they have, like, bloodshot eyes. And maybe they're, like, trying to pin they have a toothpick between their eyelids.
Holding it open.
And holding it
would
open.
be like more
or
of a
tape.
point, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah.
Let's do tape, because toothpicks are kind of gruesome. So, like, they tape their eyes open.
Yeah.
But that's context, right? Like, you can't tell, like, this is normally tired. But, like, it could be tired for someone who's, like, pulling an all-nighter, but they have to go to class the next day. And so they have to tape their eyes open and have, like, and they have coffee in their hand, right? So it's not, there's no one-size-fits-all for, like, an expression. This is not Ibis Paint, this is Procreate. Can I buy it in Europe? If Amazon can do that, yeah.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
You got
nice.
both of our books for your birthday. Awesome, Starry.
So, like, you know, I want to draw a character with this because I think that's kind of fun. I don't usually see characters that do this very often.
Maybe Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry. That's what I got. That's what I was, like, referencing it.
Yeah, if y'all want to learn expressions and poses and extreme stuff, look at some, like, old cartoons. Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry,
Those are
Popeye,
iconic.
right? Oh my goodness, a lot of you could get a lot of inspiration. You can get a lot of inspiration.
You drew it really well.
I was just thinking I'd seen it before, you know.
And then here's a nose, and then here's, like,
Oh yeah, it's 2 eyes. I think you're just drawing like another separate eye.
it's like I haven't slept in, like,
So long.
a week, and they're all, like, crusty and old, but, like, once they're, like, refreshed, ooh, that's horrifying. But, like, once they're refreshed, they're, like, back to normal, right? But this is, like, what you can do. And you can make it really, really funny by adding extra wrinkles and making them look really old, right? Because this is an expression, and this is a very exaggerated expression.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you can have greasy bangs because they never wash their hair they haven't washed their hair in, like, weeks. So, I mean, that's...
Average art student.
Yeah, it's an average art student.
Yeah, it's a book cover. Yeah, I know. Everything's drawn by us. Where can we find the website of the book? It's just on Amazon. You can do scary eyes like creepy.
There's multiple ways you can do creepy.
There's
Look at
a
horror.
lot of ways.
Look at horror games. That will help you with scary eyes. The thing that makes it feel scary is it feels unnatural, right? If you see a character with eyes like this, like Illumi from Hunter x Hunter, this is scary. Like, nobody looks like that. It's scary. It's an anomaly.
context.
Yeah, it's all
Like,
context.
you put a realistic eye on a stick figure, it's scary.
Yeah.
You put that same realistic eye on a realistic face, it's not scary. Like, it's all context, right? It's all like this psychological thing.
Why do you think Dreamcore eyes and you know, people putting Dreamcore, like, eyes everywhere on, like, an image looks scary? It's because it's unnatural.
Yeah.
This is creepy, bro. Like,
It's
I wouldn't-
great.
Like, if this
What about the
jumps
dogs with human eyes?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why. That's why. They have a yandere character.
Tutorial? Yeah.
Yeah, we do. But it's a sexy yandere character, not like a scary.
Looks like me. Which brush is that? You can download the brush for free here. You can also get it in our Discord server. Yes, we do have a Discord server.
Mm-hmm. Are books also on this website?
Yeah, I believe.
Drawanime.com.
Should be.
All of our
links
classes,
to our
all
books,
this
let's see.
stuff. Yeah, it's all on there.
Let's look. Yeah,
Yep, our
both of our books are linked on this page as well. How to draw manga, how to draw characters, volume 1 and volume 2.
You know, it's funny because funny that Jiro asked about, like, if the cover is AI. Some people have made fake AI covers with our
yes,
book.
people have taken our book and they have run it through AI, and then they take that AI ripoff of our book and use it as an advertisement for their fake stuff.
Yeah.
One of our members took a screenshot of an ad with like a knockoff version of our book cover, and there was like a whole joke in the moderator channel, like Ziki and Zico.
Ziki and Zico, yeah, exactly. We
Instead
just
of
made a
Miki
joke.
and Miko.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I tend to do more realistic work, and I'd really like to draw anime characters. Well, the good thing is that you, if you know how to draw realistically, you can draw anime. And
I want to start learning how to draw. What do I start with? Probably a pencil.
Pencil and paper.
Seriously though, not even joking. Like,
Yeah.
just start, just doodle, just put marks on paper.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Paper.
There is no better teacher than just straight up trying stuff with no expectations and seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everybody starts.
What are some basics for digital art? I've only ever done traditional.
Basics? I mean, you're gonna need something to draw with, right? It could be an iPad, it could be a tablet. There's ones that connect to the computer, and there's ones that are their own computer, like an iPad with Procreate, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna need a drawing program. You'll hear things like Krita, Ibis Paint, Photoshop, Clip Studio, Procreate. They don't all work on every device, so you'll have to check.
Digital drawing tablet of some sort.
Yeah, like you'll need something to draw with,
Yeah.
like a pen.
Pen or
A
yeah.
pen that's compatible. There's screen tablets, and then there's like screenless tablets. So Christina's using an iPad, but I've got here an Intuos in front of me, and this controls the mouse on the computer. And I draw with that a lot. All the doodles and demos that I do on stream, I do with one of these.
And or like if you're not using an iPad, you'll need a device like
a PC.
a PC or a laptop, something that can support a drawing program or and a drawing tablet.
So there's a lot of different options nowadays, more than ever.
You know what's funny? Apparently, you can connect a tablet to a phone.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I've seen those, and you can actually just draw on the tablet, and it'll appear on your phone. Like, there's stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The phone can be used as a screen.
There's so many options. And any option is legit. Like, any option is valid. They all work. There's no best way.
Yeah.
There's just different ways, and you learn what your favorite way is by just over time trying different stuff. You have the 2025 version? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the latest one. I don't know when this came out, but I ordered it like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
I got BRB.
I have the medium, and my wrist kept cramping up while I was drawing on stream, so I ordered a large. And that's what I do all of my stream demos and everything with. So like all of this stuff, this is all with the new tablet. I drew on one of these for years professionally, so all of this stuff from yesterday. I mean, these are paintings that aren't mine, but this stuff was all with the here it is. All this stuff is with this tablet as well. Yeah, I ordered it a couple weeks ago, Lau. I love these. The Intuos style tablets, I love them. Like, I honestly like them just as much, if not more, than a Cintiq. They're great. Yeah, I use the Cintiq 24 Pro on my desktop computer, but on the stream I use just the Intuos Pro large, and I love it. They're great. They work super well. And I got these hooked up to brush size. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait, now it's small. Love it. And then I have change brushes. I have this click. This actually comes with 3 buttons. It's kind of sick. And so I press the first button, and I can change my brush. And if I hold Alt and press the first button, I can change brush size. So I can make it small. Like that. Almost done with EMT school. Awesome. I have a couple friends who are EMTs. Watching you guys always makes me miss drawing. Well, one friend, he drives the ambulance. And then his wife is a nurse, but she used to drive the ambulance. And so they're like a medical duo couple with dark humor. He was actually the guy that convinced me to stop putting my feet on the dashboard. Nobody was ever able to do it, but he talked me out of it. Yep, he said, don't put your feet on the dashboard unless you don't want legs anymore.
Oh my.
Unless you don't want to exist anymore. And I'm just like, I should probably take that advice. Even a minor car accident can turn into no more legs. Like, very minor. Like, if the airbag goes off, you're cooked. And so I'm just like, no more legs on the dashboard. That's it. Got it.
Okay, no more. Sometimes just you either experience it and then learn it, or you're like,
he
oh,
showed me what would happen if the airbag went off and my legs are on the dashboard, and it would look something like this. He would die, but
How did this conversation come up?
Someone's finishing EMT school.
Oh, okay.
But congratulations, that's awesome.
I heard horror stories about using those claw clips for hair. You know, those are cute, but
Claw clips for hair.
you know those cute like clips.
I don't have hair. I've never
They're
known.
like that. You've seen girls use it. They look like this. They either look like they either look like this. They look like teeth. I used to call these teeth. They either look like that, or they can look cute.
Horror stories about those. What happens with those? What do they do?
I don't really know what happens. Hold up, I'm not doing this right. Sometimes they'll look cute, and they'll kind of look like this. And then sometimes you'll see the hair come out like that. You've seen that, right, Colton?
Car crash lodge in school.
Ouch.
That's cute.
Yeah, I told you. Exactly.
Where'd you get that little figure from?
Oh,
Amazon.
here it is.
It's called this. You want to take a screenshot of this? This is
Second.
this is what the figure is called. 1,000 toys, Toa Heavy Industries male 1/12 scale.
I miss drawing evolved into no more legs.
Look at bro's head.
Wow. Look at us in the background.
That's
That's gross.
funny. Yeah, I don't. Someone said, I don't want that image in my head. I didn't want the image as a part of my body. I'd rather have it in my head than be the image.
I want to improve my drawing skills, and what are the fundamentals that I should look into if I'm doing it from scratch?
Where did that get asked?
On YouTube.
Oh, I want to improve my drawing skills. I want to be an animator. We don't do any animation ourselves, but you'll want to learn perspective. You'll want to learn figure drawing. It depends exactly what you want to draw, right? Like, if you want to be an animator, what do you want to animate? Like, people?
Yeah.
You can animate people.
Do you
can
wanna-
animate all kinds of things. You can animate.
Do you want to like traditionally animate, like
Yeah.
drawing animation, or do you want like 3D animation? So
Yeah, so it really depends on what you want to do. There's like no one right way to do art because a lot of people have different goals.
2D. So yes, you will need drawing foundation.
Yeah. Learn perspective, right?
You wanna write it
I would even just say like dimensional drawing, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty important. So dimensional drawing. Dimensional drawing. This is like perspective.
Might want to move that over just a little bit more. There we go.
I say dimensional drawing because when people think perspective, they think like horizon line, vanishing point, lines, boxes, box, right? They like think of this kind of stuff. But dimensional drawing is more than that. It's understanding and drawing in 3D space, right? This is also dimensional drawing. Drawing around form. Understanding that that volumes are 3D and they exist in three-dimensional space, right? Dimensional drawing is this kind of thing, but someone would look at this and they wouldn't go perspective. They wouldn't go, oh, that's perspective. I look at it and I go, oh, this is like a dimensionally drawn head, right? But when people think perspective, they think this kind of stuff. They think this kind of stuff. So this falls under the category of dimensional drawing, but so does this right here. It's like drawing around form, being able to visualize right? Being able to visualize the world, the piece of paper as a three-dimensional space. So that's why I always write dimensional drawing. And there's classes for both. There's like the intuitive side and there's the technical side.
You cover both, don't you?
I do cover both.
Yeah, we covered that in our.
You mean in my class?
School. Yeah, in your class in anime
Yes.
school.
Intuitive and technical.
I feel like that's what really brings, like, your class apart from a lot of other perspective classes.
Figure drawing. Right? That's anatomy. It's proportion. It's gesture. It's simple volumes. Anatomy. Anatomy. Is that how you spell
Yep,
that?
that's how you spell it.
I can't see the word anymore for some reason because I looked at it and now my brain is like, that don't spell that. That's just a thing. That's just a picture. Gesture.
Dolly says, you go over so many hairstyles in anime art school that I'm taking forever to get through the hair lessons. You can skip some if you want, Dolly.
Like basic forms. If I was starting an art from scratch, this is like what I would go through. There's design. Design is a huge one. Design. Yeah. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Design.
What to start with when studying anatomy? Actually, just what he was just talking about.
Yeah, the basics of figure. So, gesture, proportion, basic forms. You take any figure drawing class, they're generally going to start you off with these. Proportion is like your measurements of the human, right? You're studying proportion is like this kind of stuff right here. Studying proportion is like this kind of stuff right here. Like you're learning the basic measurements of bodies. I don't like these legs very much. Where is that?
I like those legs.
There we go. I like the other ones more.
Really?
Yeah.
I like those ones earlier. You just need to flesh them out.
There we go. You do like that. But anyways, proportion, right? Simple volumes. So for example, simple volumes would be like, here's the torso. You can go, this is stretched. This is bent. This is twisted. This is twisted. So you have this one shape that is the correct proportion. Well, not really the correct proportion. Almost the correct proportion.
Colton is
Right.
using a tablet for the computer.
And then once you have that proportion and shape, you think about the volumes. You think about the volumes, right? So this one would be going down. This one would be going up. This one would be going that way. This one could be going that way. This is like the twist, right? The natural twist of the torso. This one's going up. This one could be coming this way. So that's what I mean by like proportion, gesture, basic forms. And then on top of those, you would add anatomy. So you would get stuff like this, right? On top of that foundation, you would add anatomical information. And this isn't even very anatomical, right? This is the deltoid, but this is just a cylinder, right? You'd add anatomical information, but all you're really doing is you're just like laying little blobs. You're laying little volume blobs.
Little slugs.
Yeah, little slugs, little volume blobs over the surface. And so it's like anatomy is just a bunch of forms on top of other forms. All right, so figure drawing would basically be that, right? Dimensional drawing, drawing in 3D. You can't draw the slugs unless you can draw slugs. Like, I don't know how to say it other than that, right? If I'm drawing a slug, how do I know which way this slug is facing? It could be, you could be go, well, it's facing that way, right?
The grub from Lion King.
But, uh-oh,
What about that way?
now it's facing this way. Same shape, different direction, form drawing. Like, how do I know which slug is the correct slug to make when I'm drawing the body? It's form drawing.
Manhattan asks, why is there so much muscles? I don't
Why is
know.
there so much muscles? You gotta move.
You gotta
You
do
gotta
a lot of
move.
complex
Just clay
movements.
stacked on clay. Yeah, and it's great to learn muscles and anatomy by sculpting with clay. it's just blobs on top of blobs, right? But if you're sculpting with clay, you're always starting with,
An armature.
like an armature. And then you're like putting blobs on top of this. Design. This is important. Like, well, let's see. Design. There's like visual library.
There's a lot that goes into art. So that's why it's hard. But that's why it's also really fun. I'm wise after watching this live for real.
Shape
I'm
language, there's composition. There's all kinds of stuff. But if I was getting started in art from scratch, I would cover it in this order. And always, as always, don't forget, make sure you spend plenty of time drawing for fun. Because the last thing we want it to do is turn into a chore.
Yep.
If we get into art for fun, and in the process of learning art, we no longer have fun, the whole thing was a waste, in my opinion. Drawing for fun. Gamifying it, right? Gamify. How do you even spell gamify? G-A-M-I-F-Y?
It's like gamify.
Gamify.
I think it's gamify like that.
Make friends. Mix it up. Take breaks. Have other hobbies.
Have another life other than drawing.
Have a life, have a life outside of art.
Have experiences. Because your experiences will also affect how you draw.
We do art. We are not our art. What?
Yeah, we are not our
We do art. We are not art.
Yeah.
So do this kind of stuff. Your art will become much, much richer if you focus on yourself. Of course, you're practicing a lot and stuff, right? If you want to do it professionally or whatever and get really good. But, make sure you have a life. Make friends.
What we like to do is we like to go to the mall and we like to go to clothing stores and take pictures of outfits because we think it's cute. We take pictures for the reference and also to one day dress up our characters as those, when we decide to do that. But that's part of the experience, right? If you only live on the internet, your art will look as if you lived in the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Your art, the special thing about your art is your personal experiences. So if you don't have personal experiences and everything you know about art is from tutorials and
other people's artwork,
being a copy of other people's art, of other artists, you won't really be able to express yourself as you as much. So have real experiences, right? Experience life. There's nothing wrong with emulating other artists. There's nothing wrong with, studying other artists and seeing how they do things. But experience life. You bring a lot to the table, right? You have a very rich life full of experiences. You are you. Nobody else is you. And that's what makes your art special, is you, the you part. Mm-hmm. Of course, part of you is who influences you. But that's not all of it. It's part of it. And that was a mistake that I made when I was an art student, is I made my entire life nothing but art. I would still practice a lot, but it's a more of a mindset thing, right? You can practice 10 hours a day and still be you could do a job, you could get hired to do a job and do that job 10 hours a day, and you may not define your life as that job. But yet artists a lot of the time will draw 30 minutes a day and their entire life is their whole being is an artist. It's they'll lose all of their old hobbies, they'll lose all of the things they enjoy, they'll stop playing games, and it's they will only define themselves as art.
Or how good they are at drawing.
Yeah, and
their worth.
They'll judge their self-worth based on their art skill. It's you are not art. When something you do is art. Your value is not determined by your skill, right? It's not. You're a person with experiences.
You're more than your art. Exactly. What practice should I be doing for dimensional drawing?
There's a lot of practices out there. I always break dimensional drawing into two categories. There's technical and there's intuitive. Technical is like 1, 2, 3 point perspective, doing exercises, using a ruler, going back to your vanishing point. And then there's the intuitive, which is like literally like this kind of stuff. Like I'll just draw shapes and I'll put form lines around it. Right? We can do that. And it's like, what am I doing? Am I looking up at this thing? Or am I am I looking up from below? Or am I looking down from above, like, you know, maybe like this? Try to see things as 3D, like in Imagine, right? If you put a intersection here, like this will completely change the object, right? If I put an intersection here, like that completely changes the object, right? And it's like, what if my object looks like this?
Ah.
Or for example, if I have like a little thing right here, I could go, now it's like a little capsule. Or I could go
Blood cell.
drawing around the form. This is an exercise that you could do. Just like experiment. I'll do so many different just like box experimentation exercises where this type of stuff, like not that. This is fisheye. This type of stuff, you know, just feeling out the world, feeling out your canvas. Why is that not clicking? Thank you. You know, you can just chuck a canvas or chuck a plane on the ground, split it up so you can see the space. Erase part of it out. And a lot of the time, I'll just act like I dropped a bunch of paper on the ground. And I'll try to make these feel like they're sitting on the surface. Overlap them. You know, maybe we have one down there. This is an exercise that you can do. You can turn these into boxes, by the way. By just...
Stacking them.
Yeah, stacking them. This is how people build like a bunch of like this is how people like build rocks and stuff when they're making like level designs in games. They're like thinking about like, okay, so the player's right here and the player climbs up here and climbs up there, and maybe they've got to like jump over to this one. Maybe they've got to like jump over to that one. Make a game out of it, right? Gamify stuff. It becomes a lot more fun. You know, maybe you could have maybe the end goal is like over here, and then there's another one that they climb up here, and then here's the castle with the door and the thing there, the top, right?
Pew. Cute.
And so it's like you can think about like how is a person gonna get over to there?
Oh. Fun stairs, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go up there, I don't know, and they have to jump across here. So, you know, we can even just have fun with it.
Bridge?
And in perspective, we just go
Arrow
maybe there's like a little arrow how they're supposed to jump.
Ooh, that's the
I don't know.
angle.
Like that's one way you could practice perspective. It's just have fun with it. Like try stuff, experiment. But this is like the intuitive side, right? Technical side is like got my horizon line, got my vanishing point, drag a line out, you know. I like to try and freehand these. Maybe not the horizon line. Right? You could go maybe this way. My lines are horribly unstraight.
But at least they have a direction.
They don't really have to be that straight. As long as they're going to the right spot and as long as you can kind of course correct. See? And it's like, there's the box. I've got each corner of the box right here. And then in the room, we could put something on the floor. I could make another box.
You teach that in your perspective class.
Yeah, I have a whole dimensional drawing class in our anime art school. I do a bunch of the exercises. I can even show them. It'd be easier just to show them than to
Yeah, do you have one in here?
I mean, a lot of different exercises. Like, this is from our anime art school. This is our online classes. I teach you how to, like, build out things like lizards. This camera is really far away from me. Lizards, put them together, turn them organic and make them cute. I teach you how to draw landscapes, overlapping, do all that kind of stuff. How to think about, like, chunks of the ground. Right? Humans in perspective at different angles, starting with boxes.
Interior and exteriors.
Interiors and exteriors, yeah. There's like this is like the final, one of the perspective finals, bro. And all that kind of stuff. You know, try to make learning fun. You'll go so much further if you have fun. Like, if you cannot wait to learn, you'll go so much further, learn so much faster. Your brain will return more, you will retain more information.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It is. You can continue your demo. But yes, you can find this on our website, drawanime.com.
Yeah, if you're like interested in going to college to learn how to draw, this is basically a college program. It's a year long. We have a whole bunch of different classes. I was just showing you some of the stuff from the perspective class. And I don't think perspective should be taught super technically all the time. I think a lot of the education on perspective is like 1, 2, 3 point perspective, and you draw a bunch of boxes doing that. But when you get into like actual drawing, and like a lot of the time it ends up looking like this sort of thing, right? And these could end up being houses. We can turn them into like buildings, and this could have, you know, this could be a building as well, and whatever. Like a lot of the time, like perspective is a lot more intuitive, right? It requires like an underlying understanding of this, but you draw perspective a lot more intuitively a lot of the time. And so every time on, like, this is all perspective, right? But it's all organic forms. I don't really have much on here. I should probably just grab something off of my ArtStation. Like all of this, like this thing that I was showing earlier is, I didn't use any sort of a grid or anything for this. Like this was just, I literally just started with drawing the objects, right? I just started drawing the objects. This is actually from a live stream a while back.
Yeah, it is. There it is. Come on. There we go.
Yeah. And so if you watch the replay of it, where's the replay? There it is. I literally just started like this. And I sized it up a couple of times. Like you can see, I started adding the arms and legs. Added the river in. Like I never made a grid. I just drew it all like intuitively. And it's accurate enough to model. Like if a 3D artist were to come in here and model it, they could. I could model it in Blender. Your perspective doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough that it doesn't distract someone by it being wrong. You know what I mean? Like I love thinking about perspective that way. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough that it's not distracting you.
Yep. Can you give a tip with perspective with humans, like angles?
Yeah.
Draw a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, do a bunch of figure drawing.
Do a bunch of figure drawing, do a bunch of boxes. Get a feel for perspective. Like, get a feel for understanding how to draw these in space and how to draw boxes that are very close to you, how to draw boxes that are far away from you.
Who said that, by the way?
Who?
It just has to be right enough that it's not distracting. Wouter Toll?
Walter told, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, draw a bunch of boxes, simplify humans.
Yeah.
Like, drawing humans in perspective is not easy, right?
Probably one of the
It's
hardest
really,
things to do.
really hard. So it's kind of like going to it's kind of like going to a flight instructor and going, can you give me chips with flying an F-16 and doing barrel rolls and shooting down enemies? It's like, yeah, I could give you a lot of tips. Fly a bunch of planes, learn the basics, right? It's like, there are a lot of tips. Start with the basics.
Mm-hmm. Really cool, makes it feel fun. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think art needs to be approached from a place of fun.
Fun. How do I make a creature that feels real?
What makes things feel real?
Yeah, like, what do you mean by feeling real? Do you mean, like...
It's not really what I meant.
Oh.
Well, that's not what I meant, but
Oh.
you can go on.
I guess, like, do you mean, like, a creature that feels like it would be in the real world? Or do you mean, like, realistic texture? Stuff like that, I guess.
Like, what makes something feel real is, like, believability, right? It looks like it moves. It looks like it has legs, or it looks like it can crawl, or... So it's like, study real stuff and pretend, like, try to invent what would feel real. I think Terrell Whitlatch is a really good example of a creature designer. Neville Page is really good. Neville Page is a really, really good creature designer.
Who's Neville Page?
He's like a movie creature designer.
Oh. Like, I mean, creating something that new that doesn't exist. Like a mix between human and animal.
Yeah. See,
Hybrids.
he makes like
Oh, those are cool.
a lot of different stuff.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, this is some of Neville Page's art. Let's see.
That's a cool one. They're
This
wanting
one?
to do they're wanting to do like human and animal. But, like, here's like a humanoid creature that doesn't exist.
I don't like that one as much. This one's pretty sick.
Oh, that one's pretty cool.
Like this kind of stuff. Like, this is believable because pectoralis,
Deltoid.
deltoid, clavicle, trapezius, serratus anterior, bicep, right? External oblique, bottom of the rib cage, abdominal, adductors, sartorius, one of your quads. What's that one called? Rectus femoris. Vastus medialis, vastus lateralis. Here's the knee.
Tibia.
Tibia. Gastrocnemius. Right? Hamstrings. Bicep femoris. Tensor fascia. Pelvis. So, why does this creature feel believable? Is because it's mostly real stuff that's tweaked. It's mostly real stuff that's tweaked. And so, if you want to draw a creature that looks like a human, yeah, you're probably going to need to learn a little bit about humans. If you try to draw something and you have no idea the components that make that thing, you're probably not going to come up with something very believable. What's this thing? No idea. Probably from some kind of fish or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm not a creature designer.
It's like, what's the things on the bottom of the arms? Like, I don't know.
What's
but-
this thing? He has no neck. That's cool. Looks pretty aerodynamic. Look, big feet. Probably fast in the water. I don't even know what this person does. This looks like a flipper,
Yeah.
right? Here's like an elbow. Look, you can literally see this. Like, you can see the soleus and all that kind of stuff in here. So, like, the
Like a
person who
frog?
sculpted this is 3D sculpt, by the way. Like, look at this. Like, look at this. This looks
Ooh.
like a
Scapula?
really interesting morph of like this is definitely the scapula right here. It's really really different than a real scapula. Look, here's the spine. This is probably the 7th cervical vertebrae. This is probably your traps, but it's like here's like this deltoid, but it's like all morphed together. So it's like mostly like 70% real, 30% invented. Right?
Oh, the glutes.
Yeah, gluteus maximus, medius. Here's the hamstring. You can literally see the split. Right? Here's the calf. So it's like 70-30, right? If you want to design believable creatures, learn real stuff and then twist it. People know when you're faking it. Like people can tell. Like if it's like if you're trying to draw a head and you don't know what an eyeball is and you're like, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to draw a head and you don't know that people have noses, or if you're trying to draw and you don't know that people have mouths, and you try to draw a head and you're like, I know there's like something that sticks.
Homunculus?
Yeah, right? It's like that's what people do with anatomy. It's like they try to draw a back of a character and they literally have no idea what's there, and then they're like, why is my drawing not believable? It's like, well, imagine if you understood faces as little as you understood backs. That's what a face would look like. It's like, well, I know there's like 2 sticky outy bits. They're the ears, but they like don't know where to put them, right? And they're like, well, there's
that and that.
You know?
Something.
It's like you don't have to learn crazy detailed anatomy, but if you want to be a creature designer, you're definitely going to have to learn animal. If you want to make humanoids, you're going to have to learn. Where was that that creature that I did recently?
Oh yeah, the bug.
The bug thing. Where was that? Did Fox send that to me a while back? Probably.
There it is.
Here it is. Yeah, so like I did
Fox
I did a creature a while back, and this was a creature that I designed. And this is all based on human anatomy, right? Here's your clavicle. Here's the deltoid. Trapezius. This is the
Sternum.
yeah, the sternum, right? Here's your pectoralis. Deltoid on the other side, right? Bicep. Tricep. This is probably like the the coracobrachialis and the brachialis. Brachioradialis. So it's like this is all real. I'm just like morphing it. Here's your serratus anterior. Here's your abdominals. Here's your sartorius. Quads. So it's like it's not real anatomy in the sense that it would actually work, but it's like faked, right? It like looks
And
it's inspired by real anatomy.
it actually looks like a really cool creature.
It's inspired by real anatomy, right? This is not a human head. It's inspired by a June bug. This is not a real throat. This is supposed to be the sternocleidomastoid. It's not really. It wouldn't really work. But it's inspired by real events. People don't have hair like this.
Nope.
Some people might.
Well, those are bug hairs, because that's what
Yeah.
you saw in the reference.
So it's like if you want to be a creature designer, and I'm not a creature designer. Like I've never done creature design professionally. I'll like dabble like this kind of stuff, but I've never actually done it professionally. But it's all based on real anatomy. So like you can just find endless examples of creature design online.
Oh, those are sick.
Neville Page. Same thing. Here's your pectoralis. There's like an extra joint in here or something. This is probably like combined with like bird anatomy, right? Traps. Some sort of deltoid looking thing in here. Elbow. This is like brachioradialis or something. And here's like your
Extensors and
your
flexors, maybe?
flexors. And there's like an extra joint. I don't know this anatomy. I'm not a creature designer, but this is 100% based on real animals. Neville Page is a beast.
Those look like little legs.
Yeah, this is like chicken wing type stuff.
Yeah. That's like a chicken wing. Ooh.
Real muscles.
Lovely.
Inspired by real events. Right? That's sick. And it's like, here's the knee. Here's the heel. Here's the toes. Because that's how these types of legs work. This is the thigh. This is your lower leg. And then they have really long feet. Isn't that how like the animals are? And this
Like
is
dogs.
actually the ankle.
Yeah. Something like that.
So it's like this is all based on animal anatomy. cool. It's cool stuff.
Really cool.
But yeah, that's the answer to creature design. I'm not a creature designer. I can't teach creature anatomy to you because I don't know what the heck I'm doing when it comes to creature design. But if I were to become a creature designer, I would just study a bunch of animal anatomy.
Yeah.
Art is fun. Art is this fun thing. It doesn't have to be this super serious, solemn, somber thing that's like can't smile at all or have any fun. It's like
Well-
we get into art because we like art and want to have fun, and then we immediately forget the fun part.
Yeah. Like, I remember when I was in, like, grade school, I didn't really care if, like, whether if it was like, oh, should I take this art class? Will that be good for me? I'm like, if I see art I go.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there's an art class, it doesn't matter. Like, I see the word art class, I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. And I feel like people should have that mentality more where it's like, rather than trying to overthink what you should do or, like, how you should learn something or is this the right way to do something, like, just throw yourself in there.
Yeah. External obliques from a front view, they tend to look like this.
Yeah.
They kind of come out and in.
Out and in.
Out and in like that, and then there's your abdominal muscles, and they're kind of in there like that, and here's your 3-finger gap.
Mm-hmm.
They come out and in. That's why that exercise is so good. This one,
Out.
where you
and
go, because it really mimics the way that the external obliques go. They kind of like squish out. This guy has his external obliques.
in. They can't see it.
They can't see it. Yep, and this right there, there's
That's
that
the-
3-finger gap.
Yep. That's where your leg starts. That's where your glutes start. Is it best once you get the normalcy of drawing body parts to start differentiating it from a cube?
Once you're used to drawing, I'm not really sure.
Not really sure what that means.
Yeah. Did you guys see my question? How do you go about making various designs of the same object? That question?
Like you start practicing it from a cube? Yeah. I mean, like you can definitely do that if you want.
There's so many different ways to break it down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure exactly what you mean. Like, you start practicing it from a cube. You don't have to practice it from a cube. You could practice it from a cylinder. You could practice it from a box with rounded sides.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Like, there's that one, like, if I wanted to design various types of vases, you just start from scratch each time. Like, you can go big, small. Like, if you're going to practice different types of vases, you could go, okay, I'll have a vase, and this one's going to be tall, and it's going to come down and have a really skinny neck, and then it's going to get real fat. And so maybe I'll draw a vase like this. And then maybe the handle, I'll go and put it like this. All right, so there's one vase.
A picture.
Like a picture, right? Or I guess I'll just do a vase, like not a picture, so we won't have a handle, right? Okay, so there's one vase. And then I'll draw another one, and I'll go, well, maybe this one's tall and skinny, and it doesn't get fat at the bottom. So maybe this one has a lip, and it comes down, and maybe it doesn't come in as much, right? I'm like varying this a lot. So I'm like, okay, comes down, and then it goes straight. And then it comes out a little bit, and comes like this.
You just change the shape language.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find different. I'm like changing some aspect, one or more aspects each time, and so it's like, okay, well there's a second one. There's a second one, and maybe I'll do like 4, 5, 6 tall ones. Doesn't matter. You know, I could even just take this one, and duplicate it, and go, well, maybe
It's just thin all around.
it's like this.
Ooh, that's sick.
Maybe it looks like that, right? And then I'll go like this, and I'll go, okay, but what if it like comes back in like that instead? So I've gotten 3 designs of a vase. And any one of these, I could come back in and go, how do I want to split this up detail-wise? Like maybe I've got some detail here. Maybe I've got an empty spot, and I've got some more detail here. Maybe this one, maybe this whole area is detailed. And then it's got like, I don't know,
Patterns.
a little detail like right here. Right? And then maybe, I don't know, it looks like that. And maybe this one, it's just detailed right here. And I can come back later and design some sort of a pattern if I want, right? Maybe I'll go like this. Yeah, that's a fun one. And then maybe, boop. Or maybe I'll bring this all the way to the bottom, right? And we design another one, and it could be like, take a different
Short
direction.
one, huh?
I'll take a different direction entirely, and I'll go, maybe I just do something like that. Simple vase. I've designed 4 vases so far, and any of these I could come up and I could make it taller,
Okay.
and I could go, maybe I'll mess with this silhouette and I'll go like that. Right? Maybe come out and then zoop, go back in. That's kind of cool. We'll do that. So if I was on a client project and I had to design a whole bunch of vases, it would be like this. And then I would go in and I would go, what does the pattern on the vase look like? Maybe we can go and split it up design-wise, proportionally, right? I'll go, okay, we got this, and we got this, and we got this kind of thing. And it's on the top, and it's on the bottom. And I just go like that. And then maybe this is like,
Ooh.
and then I just literally take this and go, bloop, bloop, bloop.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah. What if we did that, right? And then instead of this, I'll just go,
Place it.
I'll just go like that. That's kind of fun. And I could make like 6 versions of this. And I could go, there's one, and then the next one I could go, maybe I'll have it like 70-30. And so I'll have 70-30. This will be really detailed up here. Zoom, 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 zoom. And then down here, you know, maybe we've got just some sort of like, we could do geometric, we could do organic, right? And then maybe we just go,
Okay.
we do something like that. These are mountains.
Aw.
And then maybe we do that. And this is a second design. And then this design, oops, could get applied to any one of these vases wherever I want. And any of these could be a picture.
Okay. I like that.
Right? Any of these could be a picture. And we go, get 5 vases, get 5 pictures for free. Right?
Have 5 pieces.
And then this one is like this. buy 5, get 5 free.
Make 5 free.
Like, look at this picture, bruh. I feel like
Ooh,
Cusco would
Cusco.
drink out of one of those. That's silly. And it's like the same thing, right? And I'm always thinking proportionally. So like I'm going I don't want to, I'm trying not to split it 50-50 because it's not interesting, right? 50-50. If I want the design to feel uneasy, I'll split it 50-50. So this is like at the 30% mark. This is 70%. And then within this 70%, I could have like a small area. And so this is design. Like when I was writing design up here, shape language, this is shape language. They teach classes on this stuff. Like I didn't make this. This is literally what like Disney artists use and learn before they go and work at Disney. They teach classes on this stuff at like Art Center. You can find them online. You can, I teach this in our anime art school. This is like design, what you'd learn in a design school.
Oh,
So
those have dots on them.
yeah.
Dots.
Like this.
Yeah.
Right? 70-30, 80-20, 60-40, 1/3, 2/3. It's all based on unevenness. Right? So we could have something like that. And then we could just go about that big. Bring them up.
Yes, we can both draw.
Like that sort of thing, right? So we got all these different vase designs and maybe,
A little foot at the bottom.
yeah, maybe you've got like a little
Oh,
foot.
that's so elegant. You know, these vases look like remind me of some of those paintings that Ramon was showing. Reminds me of those kind of things. And Visual Library can't remember to draw a vase without reference.
I've drawn a lot of vases. I really have. Right? You could put crap in it. You could put swords in it. You could put umbrellas in it. Like, it doesn't matter. But, like, this is how I would design it. Like, this is how I would design variations, is I would take one and I'd flip it. I'd go short one, fat one,
Wide one.
wide one, tall
Shallow.
and wide, short and thin, tall and thin,
They're characters.
tall and wide. These are characters. And so I could go very wide at the top. This one probably would be knocked over quite easily,
Because it's not symmetrical.
right? And then I go, well, this feels really unstable. And so let's add like a big foot to it, just so it doesn't feel like it's about to tip over.
It's
And then maybe we'll just pull this back in a little bit, right? And again, this is a long curve. This is a short curve. This is a short curve.
There's a
I'm
rhythm.
varying my curves. I'm not going equal curve, 50-50, boring. I'm going to go
Ooh.
long curve, short curve. This is how Christina designs hair.
That is how I design hair.
This
exactly.
is how Christina designs hair. She goes long hair strand, short hair strand, big hair strand, small hair strand, overlapping hair strand. See, I haven't done any 3D yet, but if I just went like this,
Okay.
now we're starting to design some Disney backgrounds, right? And I'm overlapping zigzags.
So this technique can adjust with any kind of art?
Yeah, it's just
It's a
it's just
design.
proportional design. Like it's creature design, it's monster design, it's environment design, it's composition, it's
Furniture design.
furniture design, it's character design, it's a character's outfit, dark shirt, light pants, light shirt, a dark shirt, dark pants. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is just like design. This is design. It's not subject specific. And you notice how I didn't use the symmetry tool at all with these? And it's not because I don't want these to be symmetrical. It's because I didn't feel like taking the time. Like, I just wanted to get these out fast. I liked this shape before, but this one,
Oh, the symmetry tool will actually.
the symmetry
Make it
tool
so
would make
that-
it very fast.
Yeah.
I like this kind of organic feel a lot of the time. And I'm going to practice my symmetry. I'm going to practice passive symmetry a little bit in the
Passive
meantime.
symmetry.
But, like, yeah, these would have gone faster, wouldn't they? Right? You go boom, boom, vertical, pull this over here, enter, and then this is where things really speed up, right? You go, oh, I'm going to have that, and then this is going to come out and come down, and we got this little base right here. Zoop. Zoop. That's a pretty sick face, right? And then maybe this one has a little handle on both sides. Or I could turn
Oh,
symmetry
love
off.
that.
Right. and this one's like a potion bottle. And let's say we got detail here. Maybe we got detail here. Maybe this comes out like this. This comes out like that. Right? I'm using straights. I'm using curves. I'm making things uneven. And I could go put designs on it or something. I don't really know.
I mean, like, if you want to find like really cool variations thing, you can go to like a Goodwill.
Yeah, bruh. Go to a thrift store. They have all kinds of crap like this. What if I wanted it to be like a little bit more like interesting of like a potion bottle? Maybe we make this a potion bottle, right?
Sick. Ooh,
So we got like
elixir.
We got like an elixir, right? I don't feel like an elixir would usually have an elaborate stand like that. So let's just kind of go like maybe do that kind of thing.
It could even be an alcohol bottle. Alcohol bottles these days look like potion bottles in a way.
They really do.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right? We go like that. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
sick.
And then we just go
Cork.
cork.
Now you got like a Skyrim potion or
Yeah.
something.
You could do something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. You could mess with that. And any one of these can be changed in like 2 seconds. Like I'm not committed to any design. This is exactly like the same process for when I was on Guild Wars 2 doing weapon design. It's like you turn symmetry off, you turn it on, you go.
There we go. Picture.
Right? It's a pitcher, it's a potion bottle, and you can just make an infinite number of these designs. And I'm not committed to any of these. Do I want this to be a straight? Do I want it to be a subtle curve? Do I want it to be concave? That's an interesting shape.
Very
Do I want it to be convex? See, I kind of had it convex before. And so we made a whole bunch of variations of the same thing, and you do the same thing with like characters, right? Except maybe you'd use a little bit more reference. You'd go, oh, I'm gonna do this person with a jacket, and it's gonna be a light jacket, and it's gonna be a cropped jacket, and this one's gonna have a long jacket.
Notice how when he's designing these though, he's not like putting them in any like kind of perspective. It's just easy, flat.
Yeah, I'm just designing it. And like I could always just take one of these and go like there's so many ways you could add perspective to any of them, right? You could take it, oops, and you could put it on a grid. You could skew it. Oops, I keep doing that, bro. Okay. I could skew it and do something like maybe like this. Let's get this standing up straight. Right? Like, I don't need this to be that accurate, but like, this is a weird camera. I'm gonna skew it again.
What would you say is like when you can, if you can tell if this is a skewed camera or not? Like, I mean.
I just didn't want the top to be like this and the bottom to be like
okay,
that.
I got you.
You know, you could come in here and you could draw any of these out. But like once my design is done, it'd be so easy to build this like in Blender. I would honestly not even do it this way. I would just
Build it in Blender?
I would either build it in Blender or, because like the design is what I'm after.
You just
Or
redraw it?
yeah, I would just like redraw it and be like, well, it gets a little bit fatter, and then it gets a bit thinner, and then it comes up, and it comes out, you know, like that, and it's got this, and then this comes out. Like, there's a million ways to do this. And you can just, like, proportion. I'm doing this really fast. You'd probably want to be more careful with this. But, like, here's the thing, right? If this is for a game, it would be so stinking easy for a 3D modeler to make this. They don't need anything but a side view. It's a cylinder. You don't need to draw a three-dimensional version of it. It's a cylinder. If I was doing this for concept art for a game, they would only need a side view. Why? Because 3D modelers are not incompetent. They're very smart. They know that this is a cylinder.
They can build it. They have the skills.
They can build it. I could build it. If I wanted to get the perfect perspective of this, I would I would build it in Blender or something simple. Right? And if I wanted to get these exact proportions, I would just draw a line from top to bottom and I'd like measure these out, and I'd draw a line from top to bottom and I would measure these out and go there, there, pull that up to there. Right? I'd take this measurement and I'd go, well, it's two more, okay, pretty close. This measurement right here maybe needs to be a little bit longer, like this.
But this is also good practice, you know? Like, yeah, you technically don't
Pull it
have to
down.
draw it by hand, but it will give you more practice anyways.
Yeah, and what does this look like? Does it look like this? Is it a box? Is it a lip that looks like this?
Cute.
Right? You could do something like that. How big is the opening inside? Is it that big? Is it that big? It's kind of up to you. And then, you know, you go, okay, it's fat, and it comes down here, and then this goes around.
Is this how you move a character's head in 3D space as well? How you move it?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
I mean, you think about it similarly to this.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to draw cylindrical objects in 3D. I would use 3D. Like, I would use a 3D program like Blender, but if I were to draw this out, you know, it'd just be like this. And I could count the dots. I'm not going to count the dots because I'm lazy, but you could count the dots. Right? And this handle's not right. So like I would go, okay, so the handle doesn't come above the rim. Handle starts about there. Come through. Starts right under the lip there. It comes out, like how far does it come out, right? Like that. Maybe like 80% of the width of this thing. So I just take the width of this thing and I go like 80%. And I go here and I tack another one of those on. And I go, man, it doesn't feel like 80%. It feels kind of like less. And this comes down and it's straight. And then I'll come up like that. And that's if I'm trying to match the design exactly. You know, a lot of this would probably be hidden back there as well. It's like, that's how I would draw it. Doesn't look fat enough. Like this change itself to me doesn't really look wide enough. So I'd probably, you know, take that down a little bit. And I'd probably squeeze in these sides a little bit more. You finesse it back and forth if you want. But like, I would never do this manually. If I was on a gig, the client would really only ever want this because it's obviously a cylinder. You could so easily build a 3D model on this. If I needed to draw a three-dimensional version, I would have a call out. The modeler would use this to model it, but they would look at this for details. So this one doesn't even have to be the right size. You would just be describing things like these pop out, and the modeler would go, oh, okay, it pops out. But you could also just do that here, and you could go, this pops out. So like they would simply be looking at this one as an additional reference, but they would always use this one as an orthographic. They would put this screenshot of this into their 3D modeling program, and they would build it exactly to that. And then they would look at this one for specifics on how this stuff works. Modelers are not dumb. Like, they're really smart. And so they can solve a lot of problems. And if I were to put this into like an image, I would start with a cylinder. Like if I'm drawing a scene, you know, and here's the perspective of my scene, I'm going to start with a cylinder. And then I'm going to turn this cylinder into the picture by making it, you know, whatever.
Extruding it,
Wider.
modifying it, yeah.
Bring it in, bringing it up, bringing it out.
Apple. Look at him. He looks so handsome. I have to capture this. That was good.
Like that kind of thing.
Look at the lion.
Ooh. Yeah, vase designs are a lot of fun.
Is there a kitty on the green screen?
Let me see. No, I think this is my mic. I don't know what that thing is back there.
Okay, I guess it kind of looks like Toby.
Like, even in real life, when they build something, they'll use, like, a lathe. Not with, like, a glass bottle, right? But, like,
They'll use
if
a
you're
what?
making a lathe, like, a thing that spins that you carve, like, you put a piece of wood on it,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
it spins,
Oh, okay, and they go like, yeah.
and they use the little thing, and they carve the wood off, and it makes it perfectly round. So, like, you wouldn't really use drawing like this to make something perfectly round. You know what I mean? Like, generally speaking.
Pancakes. I've been waiting to see this kind of concept demoed for so long.
Yeah, I mean, this
This is his stuff. This
is what I did for years professionally. Like, I did a lot of concept art for a long time, you know. Except in a lot of gigs, this isn't vase textures. This is like textures on outfits or sleeves or patterns on clothing or, you know, decals on weapons or whatever. Like, this is a call out. And you want it because it gives the modeler additional reference so they can model easier. The easier you can make someone else's life down the road, the more you keep your job as a concept artist. So, like, you'd want stuff like this because it makes their job very easy.
Were we supposed to record?
Idea. Not necessarily.
Oh,
I
okay.
love the building idea, like short, fat, long, short. It gives me great props. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, right?
Is AI replacing concept artists?
For some things. I don't know. I don't work as a concept artist these days. I draw for fun. But as of right now, there's definitely studios out there who are already integrating it into their workflow. It's not something that the artist can control. I don't agree with it. I don't like that it's a thing. Oh, yeah, and by the way,
Ooh.
S-curve.
S-curve.
Let's just, like, stick a little S-curve there, make it a little bit more interesting. I do have a bunch of friends that are still concept artists. Like, in China, for sure. Like, it's happening a lot already.
That looks
Like,
like a
your
music
like
note.
concept art is one of the most expensive parts of building a game. Concept art is... What's that?
That looks like a music note base.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could base it on music notes. A concept artist is one of the most expensive parts of building a game. Concept artists charge a lot because it's a really hard job. So a lot of studios are already integrating AI into their workflows and everything. Not all of them. Some of them. I don't think they should. I think it makes games less human. I can understand why they're doing it. I don't agree with it.
Kind of looks like this note.
Ooh. What is that? It's like
It's an eighth note, I think.
that?
It's more of like S curve, I think. Let me look it up.
That's interesting. This stuff that I'm showing right now is pretty easy for AI to do. It's just like variations
this.
of the same thing.
I drew it
What?
wrong.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That
So
could
it
be a
actually
vase.
looks like... What, like this?
That's like a
And it's
quarter
like
note,
this.
and then there's like a little
And it
flag.
goes... Zoom.
What shapes draw the eye most?
Things that people recognize. Like, it's not so much of a shape. Like, if you make something that looks like a face, it very much draws the eye. It's like the brain prioritizes information that it thinks is important. So a shape that people think is important will draw the eye most. Like, you know, shapes that draw the eye a lot are shapes like this. Because it looks like a face, and you look at faces. If I drew this, and I just drew like random blobs over here, circles and triangles and squares, you'd pretty much always look at this one first, even though they have the same amount of contrast, because the brain prioritizes information it recognizes due to survival reasons. So like, it's not so much of a shape like square, circle, or triangle. It's like more about what do people recognize. Although I guess it could be argued that maybe spiky shapes that look dangerous maybe draw eyes more than shapes that don't look dangerous, but I don't know if that's true or not. It would, like, you know, maybe because it looks dangerous.
Well, I also think, like, if you have a drawing, like, what shape do you want people to look at the most?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be with, like, contrast and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wake up? Good boy.
He just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
He looks tired as heck. Yeah, there's pancakes. There's a lot of classes out there that cover this stuff. This is just basic design, like the basics of design. Will Weston covers this in his classes. I do talk about design a good amount in anime art school. I don't think I cover like vases, but vases are one of the most common things that instructors will cover. I cover different principles. I do talk about shape design and stuff though. Will Weston's classes are on Drawing America. And he actually will use vases a lot of the time. His class is called Drawing for Composition. And TikTok will nerf our stream if they see
A link.
that looks like it's to something that's being sold. Drawing for Composition recorded. So this class specifically, I can post it in the Discord if you want. It's a recorded version of the school. I'll just post it in like resource share. He talks a lot about design in this class. You'll get stuff exactly like what I showed you here. Although I do have to warn you, the class costs $285.
Pretty good, though, for a recorded class.
Yeah, six different lessons, 45 minutes, an hour 33, and I don't know how long the rest are. 7 total lessons, $285. I have gone through that class 2 or 3 times. I have it. I've had it for years. It's good. Yeah, anywhere you want to learn really good information is generally going to be paid. Like, artists don't work for free. You know, they want to get their money's worth because they need to make a living. So like, if you want to take any professional level design classes,
It's gonna cost.
it's pretty much going to cost. You will be able to find some free stuff on YouTube here and there, but like in-depth, full comprehensive stuff is not easy to find free. You'd have to like pirate it, but I don't recommend doing that because then the artists don't get paid and they can't afford to make more lessons.
Yep. And you might potentially get in trouble.
I don't think you'd probably get in trouble. I would say it's probably frowned upon though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you pirate it and then resell it, you'd get in trouble. But if you pirate it for your own educational purposes,
Then it's like whatever.
you wouldn't probably get in trouble. I would say, morally speaking, I wouldn't want to do it because I know how hard these artists work because I am one of them.
They had to go through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's not something that it's like, oh well. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh. Fun little lesson today. Fun little design stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Toby.
Look at Applejack being a little licking stuff. He's so cute.
You just have to go like, oh. The POV for a cat, when you do that, it's like,
Yeah.
the hand just like jump scare the cat with the hand.
Well, I'm kind of ready to wrap it up relatively soon. We've been live for almost 3 hours.
I'm ready to wrap up. My crabs are
How to do different folds and droops on shapes. For example, blanket over a pillow.
Put a blanket over a pillow.
Put a blanket over a pillow and draw it.
that. Yeah.
Pretty inexpensive to try. You will learn more from doing that than anything I could say right now.
Yeah.
Other than think about tension and compression. So, you know, if you've got a form and you wrap a blanket around it, what ends up happening is there's tension points. Like this blanket is getting caught on various points, and so you're going to get lines radiating from it like this. Right? And then you're going to get pipe folds down here, and it's going to go like this. Zoom. Zoom. Like that. So tension, and you're going to get it coming down here. But you will learn more from running this experiment yourself, because even if logically right now this makes sense what I'm saying, tomorrow your brain's going to be like, huh? Like, what was that again?
I don't
and
remember.
so draw it. Do this. Run this experiment a bunch of times. Draw it.
I have to take the plate away. I'll take the plate.
Right? It'll kind of look like this. And then you could go under here and go cast shadow if you want. Right? And if you want to shade this, there's an upward facing plane, and there's a sideways facing plane. And it would probably look something like this. Why is my brush different? There we go.
Emma asked, "Can I draw you?"
Can I draw you? Yeah, if you
Sure.
want. A lot of people have in the Discord server, although usually it's not the most flattering drawing because they're intentionally trying to
Draw you cursed.
draw me in a cursed way. But if you're talking about Christina, yeah, I mean, ask her. I don't know.
I don't care. Sure, you can do whatever you want.
I think it's
Yeah, we'll look at it.
yeah.
We're gonna be ending stream pretty soon, but we'll take a look at it.
I think it's funny when people draw me because they draw me like so cutesy, and I'm like, oh, I feel so flattered. And then they draw you, they're like, it's cute. When it comes down to it, try it, practice, learn it, try again. Yep,
Yeah.
That's the process
and
of
if you
art.
keep trying it and it keeps going wrong, then then it might be time to look for some additional information where it's like, okay, why does this keep going wrong? And then usually you'll be able to find it out. Like, that's why mentorships are so helpful. Like, when something goes wrong a whole bunch of times, it's like, maybe I'll look for a teacher or something.
I'll take a cute little table.
Yeah. Toby!
It's down there. Toby.
No, come back. Baby Toby. Oh, I know how to get him back.
Bribes. Huh.
There you are. Hey, little guy.
You want a tweak?
You want a tweak?
Another, oh, you're actually chewing an Applejack?
Most of the time, Applejack just absorbs the treat. He doesn't chew it. He just instantly swallows it. And then he's like, what is my treat?
This is what I imagine Applejack's voice is like.
Hi guys.
That's how I'd imagine his voice.
Get ready with me to take a nap. I'm gonna give myself a link bath first.
Toby, baby, you're so cute. Oh. Cute little Tobians. Yeah, Stinkfoot earlier, huh? At one time. Thank you both, always an inspiration. Thank you! Thank you for supporting us and by watching our streams. I never thought about the shading considering it was somewhat new to drawing out, but this helps for sure. Yeah! Well, shading's just another way to describe form.
Yeah.
So you can do either line or shading. Bro, he looks so traumatized right now.
Does he?
Hold
He
up.
looks like totally
Okay, go
normal
back.
to me.
Go back, and I'll show you.
Boo! He's distracted.
He is distracted. Oh, hey.
Katie Goldfish attention span. Have you been watching TikTok again, Toby? Huh?
He's so funny.
Toby TikTok? Kit Talk?
Wow, they made Toby look like he's from a stock image. Toby's mouth is so silly.
Yeah, shading is just another way to describe form. Shades are created by light falling across form, so... Boo, 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 boo.
Toby is a cat model. Yeah, he sure is. Has a very attractive face.
Fun little stream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody, I think that might just be it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I never got a yummy drink for stream tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Good job.
yeah. It was pretty fun.
Pretty fun. Don't forget, chat. Well, if you're new, don't forget to check out our Anime Art School on our website.
Yep, you can check it out on this linky right here. That
Well, they
does not
can't
work.
read
It's
it.
backwards. Just put it right there, and then I'll turn that off.
Yeah.
Don't forget everything we talk about on stream all the time.
Is there.
We have all of it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's big. Like there's a lot to learn, right? Art is very deep.
There's so many variations to how to draw things and design things and stuff.
A lot of different subjects. It's fun. It's very fun.
Fun.
I think so too. But yeah.
Well, we're gonna head off.
Yep.
So thanks everybody for hanging out.
Have a good night.
Yes, and
See y'all later.
There's so many stinking links, bro. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one.
That's a lot.
That one. There it is. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good night. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye, YouTube.